Hello and welcome to Peter Molyneux MythBusters. I'm, of course,
Peter Molyneux.
Joe Scornbrace, and as always, I'm joined by Daniel.
Scornbrace.
Yeah, that's the one. And of course, it's my favourite co-host out of all my co-hosts, Tony.
Hey, it's me, Peter Molyneux.
And let's talk about some video games. So, what I've been playing this week, I'll start off with. I actually played PlayStation Now, and we talked about this last week, where you can actually stream PlayStation 3 games to your computer in 720p. I think it's like 60 FPS, but, you know, it's a potato, you know.
I thought you said at some point it definitely wasn't 60 for some games.
Well, I could definitely feel like a delay when I was playing, like, God of War. Because I played God of War, I think it's called Ascension, which is, like, the fourth one that's kind of like a prequel. So the thing you want to kind of stream maybe older games or things. You don't want like a Twitch shoot or anything that requires like a lot of, you know,
playing CS:GO on this would be
non-dropped frames. Basically, it's pretty good for what it is, but it isn't like Netflix quality. Give up everything else kind of quality.
Yeah.
No.
So I played God of War, which was like okay. The God of War game I hadn't played, so that's why I played it, and it was kind of okay. But it was kind of hard to tell if it was the game or it was the streaming that maybe was a bit buggy, so I don't know about that. I played Sly Cooper because I've never played that before, apart from like a demo on a Ratchet & Clank game, and I really enjoyed that because I always enjoy stealth games, and that's like a stealth third-person puzzle platform sort of game, and I played a lot of Sly Cooper actually. Because they have the original trilogy remastered on the PlayStation 3, so you can stream that. And also, I tried to play Heavy Rain.
Oh, that's my favourite one.
So I was playing on PlayStation Now through. So it felt kind of wrong. So I was streaming a PlayStation 3 game with Sly. I was streaming a PlayStation 2 game remade into a PlayStation 3 game onto my computer over the internet, playing on it with an Xbox controller. So I was like next level fucking with the game.
Have you seen that picture that's just like, quick Gandalf, get him up to the Enterprise? And it's like Magneto stood there. Everything about it's completely wrong.
Me and Toby always say that, like, oh, I love the new episode of Star Trek. Doctor Who is fantastic in it.
It's a shame Count Dooku died in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. The Force really got unleashed there.
Yeah, it really did, yeah.
You can't defeat the amazing Mr. Blunden, he's too powerful.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Time Lord after all.
Yeah. Maybe he was. Maybe that was the plot of the Amazing Mr. Blunden, that he was a Time Lord.
I don't even know the story to that. Mum's
it's really fucking old, dude. No one knows the story to Mr. Blunden, but it's the best film of all time.
Rated 10 out of 10, IGN.
Best film of all time. So
okay, never mind. Don't
so I tried to play Heavy Rain, but David Cage, the lovable rapscallion that he is, made it so I couldn't actually get past the fucking shower scene without using the PlayStation Move controller. Waggle-tastic-ing my controller around with the DualShock fucking...
The 6-axis motion.
Six-axis shit.
I want to clarify one thing, though. That was laziness, because we do own a DualShock.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. You could have quite easily found that, plugged it in, and I'm pretty sure you said it had first-party support for the DualShock as well.
Yeah, it did have... So it's made by PlayStation, so it has native support for the PlayStation controller. You don't have to mess around with DS drivers. You can plug it straight into your computer, which is really nice, which is why I kind of favoured the Xbox controller for PC over the PlayStation one, because there was no faffing about, because it's Microsoft, so you can just plug it straight into your PC.
Plug and play, bitches.
Yeah, but with the PlayStation one, you know, there's that faffing. But with Heavy Rain, you have to go downstairs. You have to shower, which is like
that'd be ridiculous. You have to shower.
Yeah. I wasn't allowed. Like it's disguised as like a choices open world game. But not the choice not to shower. I wasn't allowed to make that choice. So I decided to go through the shower. And then, like, I couldn't do it. So that I hit the shower barrier. I'm fairly sure that was the end of the game. You wake up and you go into the shower. I have this thing where sometimes I'll just play like a tiny bit of the game and get to a point I can't be bothered to get past, so I just said to Toby, that's probably the end boss. Like, I played Mass Effect, got lost in the Citadel.
That was the end boss.
The end. That was
So
the end boss.
did either of you two ever play the latest Metal Gear Solid game?
No.
I'm playing it right now.
That has okay, so if you know when you go back to your home base, you can actually have a shower.
The Diamond Dogs.
If you don't shower for the longest time, apparently, then the rest of the crew that you slowly accrue as you're going through this sort of like game will just eventually say, "Boss, we're sick of you," and they will just like throw water over you and force you to have a shower. Like, there's tons of weird Easter eggs in this game because obviously it's a Hideo Kojima game.
Yeah, and he makes a fantastic game.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
was the only good thing about Konami until they forcefully removed him with their lawyers.
Like a tumour.
But yeah, classic David Cage didn't add that interactivity to Heavy Rain. He just made it so I was forced into these linear decisions that I didn't really have any control over, and then he added a fucking but the thing is, I could have got the control from downstairs, but I really didn't feel like doing that. And there's no option to turn off those controls. You know, like even the new Ratchet and Clank games, you can turn off the 6-axis.
Yeah,
controls
which I always did. I hate
to use the analog sticks to get through certain bits, but there's no way to turn off 6-axis controls. It's ridiculous. Fucking David Cage.
It's inbuilt into the game.
Everyone's gonna buy the 6-axis control if they're playing Heavy Rain. So yeah, fuck you, David Cage. I feel like I make more enemies on this podcast than I do friends, but yeah.
I think David Cage has always been a secret enemy, just there in the shadows next to Peter, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know David Cage or Pete Molyneux don't watch the podcast, so I can say whatever I want about them, and they'll never know. So I have to show you this picture of the podcast that I made quickly to Daniel, not to you, Tony. You've already seen it, but maybe Toby can put it on the podcast as you know the new Peter picture I made. Can you put that as the podcast image for today?
Oh, okay.
There's a picture of Peter developing Goddess, and I replaced it with the podcast.
Yes. Viewership increased +1.
Thanks, Peter.
Watching the podcast.
Thanks
for
for
watching the podcast, Peter. So I just said Peter doesn't watch. We have photographic evidence that he does. Totally not Photoshop.
Photoshopic evidence.
So yeah.
It's not in court.
It's fine.
So that was... I played Overwatch Season 2, so I'll let you take away Overwatch Season 2, Daniel, because you played that.
I have also played other games as well. It's true. So I have not only played Overwatch, because obviously I will have played Overwatch.
You've played Rocket League.
I have played the new Rocket League update, which is the first time I've gone back to that game in a while, and that's really good fun. So they've added a new update called Brawl, which adds...
We talked about this on the podcast before.
Okay, yeah, it's added 16 power-ups, and it's really good fun. So it's still only 3-on-3, which is probably the right size for this, because it's completely mad.
Yeah.
But it's got power-ups that, you force an enemy to boost, you swap players with them.
You force an enemy to boost? Hang on.
Yeah.
Wow.
They basically can't stop boosting, which is great. Like, when you see them going to take some shot, and you're just like, no, you're over there now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a giant boot that, you see another player going to take a shot, you just kick them to the other side of the map. There's a giant, it's like a comedy boxing glove. Like, you know the things a Joker used to have in Batman, where you open like a Jack and Watson, so a glove that punches you in the face.
Boxing glove on a spring.
Pops out of the front of your car and then just automatically hits the ball in a straight direction.
Where were you storing that, though? Where's the realism?
It's
where's the realism in Rocket League, guys?
Yeah. So there's
what the hell?
There's also a grappling hook, which forces you to go towards the ball. I think that's actually my favourite power up because it's so broken at the moment.
Isn't there a tornado one as well?
Yeah, so the tornado is pretty cool, but the grappling hook's the best one because right now the grappling hook will grapple onto the ball, and then regardless of where you go, because you can be teleported somewhere else on the map by someone else's power up, you will just still fly towards it. No, the ball will keep going in its direction, but you'll just get slowly pulled towards it. And if you're not going faster than the ball, you will just follow it basically infinitely. So it got to a point where they've added a new map as well. It's got a wall in the middle of two parts of the map, and the ball's on the other side of it, so it's trying to crush me through the ball, and the car is just wigging out, I don't know what to do. And the devs came out and said, we tried to balance the physics based on all these power-ups, but we gave up. Couldn't do any lag compensation for it because it was just too hard. There was too much going on. So they straight up gave up. There's like one that really throws people off. You have the ability to freeze the ball in midair, just like literally ices over and just stops where it is, and then just everyone's like, "Well, I no longer know what to do that." And then the most OP freaking one is spikes. There's like 2 like generic like affects your car, or 3 powers. Like one's a magnet that just like slowly draws the ball towards you, but the further away you get, the weaker the attraction is. One is like this giant fist logo that just makes your car kind of glow, which basically gives you the invincibility power up from Super Mario. Like, so if you touch another car, they blow up, but if you touch the ball, you hit it really hard. And then there's spikes, and if spikes are just OP, you deploy the spikes in your car, you basically become a prickly hedgehog. If the ball lands on your car, you puncture it and it sticks on you, and you just drive into the goal. You basically can't stop it. But because it's all so stupid, it's really good fun, and it's basically made me start playing it again. So I'm really into.
Yeah, I played Rocket League for about 20 hours, and I kind of got bored with it because even though it's a really fun game, I feel like. But this is before they added all this like content. Though I feel like
it's like the first release, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel like it's like pick up and play, and then you kind of.
Drop it for a bit,
yeah. You just pick up and play it with friends for a bit, and then they add new stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, they've added like crates and stuff now, and they've added these on.
Well, we talked about the microtransaction stuff.
It's like, from what I've seen, you can get like whole new body kits for the car. They're still adding cars, and I've bought some more of them because I didn't
mind buying the DLC cars.
Yeah, that was different, but it's quite neat. Like I still haven't found the option to actually turn off getting crates in general.
They said they were going to add an option so you can completely turn off.
But I haven't seen it, so I don't know if that actually ever made it in. They backtracked on it, but that's just probably because I haven't found it yet. But yeah, it's really good fun. So I've played that. I've also played Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
I forgot about it because we were talking about this a little bit. Because of the microtransaction shit, and then people got pissed off with the pre-order stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of broken. It didn't seem to like make a difference anyway. The game was kind of bugged. Like within minutes of loading up the game, I could already see one of the top-rated like Steam guides for it was how to get infinite praxis, because the whole pre-order bonus or like order on the day it came out bonus meant you get an extra praxis kit or something, and people were like, yeah, just get that in the game, quick save. Quit the game, go back in, do it over and over again, and then you've just got infinite praxis.
Because Jim was talking to an insider at Squeenix, and they basically said the game was never designed to have the microtransaction stuff or the extra.
Tell. It's like tagged on at the end for profit.
Squeenix were just like, you need to add this on at the end. They kind of shoved it into the developers to add it on the end, sort of thing.
I saw a bunch of comments on this that basically said it was designed to be balanced around not needing to have bought anything, and to that extent I would agree. It does, like, I didn't do any of this stuff to get infinite praxis. I used my free praxis kit, and then I always play through whenever I get a Deus Ex game. I play through never get spotted, don't kill anyone, so complete pacifist, and never set off any alarms. Try and get that
kind of like a Dishonored
sort of thing. So I did that, and then afterwards I become like a war machine, just like, oh, that man called me a filthy clank, he's going to die. Is he? Yep, he's dead.
New game plus.
Yeah, it gives you that. You keep all of your augmentations and you keep all of your weapons. So literally, like, the hub worlds are really nice still. It's a really good story. It's what I wanted. I wanted another story with Adam Jensen.
I played Deus Ex Human Revolution. I really didn't like that game.
What did you not like about it?
It felt really buggy, and I didn't like how the stealth worked. It felt, I don't know, it's hard to put into words, but I just it didn't feel good to me.
No, that's strange. So I think that Deus Ex is a weird game in that the stealth to me never felt right to start with, but as I unlocked more augmentations, it meant that I realised, if I actually put more into not being able to hear it, or looking at the minimap actually showing how much noise my footsteps are making, that made it way easier, or not necessarily easier, but I could be more tactical in what I was doing. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it had this really weird, complicated stealth system that didn't feel natural at all. You had to learn this stealth system. So going in, I felt like this stealth system wasn't for me, sort of thing.
They did learn their lessons from last time, though. I remember the first time one of my biggest complaints was the whole point of Deus Ex used to be, it's like, if you want to kill literally no one, you don't have to kill anyone. If you never want to really even like pick up a weapon, you pretty much go and talk to someone and just say, yo, dude, let's have a conversation. And they'd be like, sure, I'll just talk my way out of it instead of actually doing this. And that's good because
Yeah, wasn't like in the first one, like near the end, like you had to kill someone or something, didn't you?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Like, at one point, I found this is a mild spoiler, but so cover your ears if you may want to play this.
Covering my ears.
I'm covering my ears, go.
Yeah, there is actually an instant kill switch for one of the final bosses. You just find it.
One of the boss fights in Deus Ex Human Revolution really bad as well.
Yeah,
because there's the normal version and there's the director's cut edition, and people were complaining the director's cut edition was worse than the original.
Well, it was dumb. You still basically you had to kill the enemy, right? Like they didn't change that because that was what people's main complaint was. But it was more the fact that you could kill them in a different way. Like it used to be, it was a straight-on firefight. So if you spec yourself into non-lethal, you got to that part of the game, you're like, well, I'm screwed at this point because it's so hard to actually take someone down. So they added a bunch of turrets and stuff, and you could break through walls, use your augmentations, hack the console, then the turrets would shoot them instead. Like it's slightly different. Whereas in this, like you straight up, if you look in the right place, you find a little remote control that will kill the main antagonist. And literally, you get to like the last point. There's a confrontation bit, and you're like, "Do you choose to activate this jammer thing? Do you choose to run? Do you choose to fight? Do you choose to literally kill the guy? Like press the button." And I was like,
"Pull the leather, do."
Yeah, and
Every time.
Konami.
Yeah, but in the end,
Konami was the real
it was pretty
antagonist. After all,
it's got some weird stuff in it as well. The new Deus Ex, like it's got and I'm going to say it's a massive online aspect to it, which is basically going through the stealth mechanics again, and all the levels have been rebranded almost like so they're not actually people. It's like the idea that you're a hacker, and this is what the world looks like when you use VR to hack these data servers, and then like the quicker you do it, the less time that you have spent seeing. The more data you download from these places. Again, I'm doing massive air quotes for all of this, and it's like. It gives you a score at the end, and then you get scoreboards that can unlock stuff in the actual game.
The tagged-on standalone game sort of thing.
No.
They made like a standalone. People were complaining about this. They made like an extra game for
it. Bear with us. Oh, the Jensen Stories stuff.
Jensen Stories.
Okay, I didn't play this. So it came with it if you pre-ordered it, I think, and I didn't. So I haven't played through any of that, but I might pick it up because I'm kind of interested in more about Jensen's story.
Maybe it is. Apparently this goes more into Jensen's story.
Yeah, so... Like, I don't know whether it's supposed to be, like, almost prequely to Mankind Divided, like, tells you what happened to him in between the events of Human Revolutions and Mankind Divided, because it's really not well explained in the game, and I think that's on purpose. It seems to be just kind of like, oh, look, there's stuff going on, and we'll reveal that at some point in the future. So, I'm not entirely sure what the actual...
Was it called The Fall?
No, so The Fall's something different.
Fall is the awful iOS game.
Yeah, it was an iOS game that they eventually ported to PC. And I think they still plan on bringing a bunch of stuff, because there's a season pass for this game.
Because they kind of make these standalone games that they just tag on and they just put microtransactions in.
Yeah. I liked it. It was fun. It was a good story. It was what I wanted, which was more Deus Ex. They had different augmentations. The squeaky chair of doom is back.
Yeah.
It was. I didn't think it was too awful at all. I thought it was a good playthrough for me, and it was decent length. I think it took me like 4, maybe 5 days to get through it, and like some of those are in afternoons, some of those are like whole days over the weekend. So I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, I've been playing through Deus Ex, and of course Season 2 of Overwatch.
Oh, Overwatch! I thought we were going to get to Overwatch.
No, well, you can't ignore Overwatch.
Where did you get put, Daniel, on the rankings?
So, when I was in playing through my ranking matches, we wanted to, because one of the big changes they've made now is obviously the way that the skill rank works. So it used to be from 0 to 100, and...
now it's 1 to 5,000.
Yeah, something like that. And so...
No, it's exactly that.
We wanted to all make sure we played together. Yeah. Make sure we play our placement matches together, because that way we can't be placed away from each other. So that we can continue to play with each other. Yeah, well. So there is individual skill rank, but we thought the best way to try and match up is by having our placement matches. If they are the same, theoretically, we will get placed into the same bracket. So we did. So we all played together, and we all ended up getting placed in gold, and fairly high up gold. So working our way towards platinum, with the exception of Bradley, because Bradley is king of games, and Bradley is in platinum, and quite high in platinum as well, so he could play with us and slowly drag down.
Because all of my friends got placed in platinum as well, even some I didn't play with. So I thought a lot of people were getting placed around gold platinum.
Gold platinum is the main point. I've not seen too many people. I've come across one diamond player.
So I get quite a few
that's it.
like diamond platinum.
Yeah, so you seem to get like moved into a lot of matches above your skill level, and then sometimes you find the ones that are just all of the same skill level, just because the way the partying seems to be working. So it's like,
well, it depends how high your MMR is.
Yeah, exactly. So I got placed in gold, and I'm working my way towards getting in platinum. And one of the nice features they've added is that once you're in platinum, you'll never leave platinum, right?
Yeah.
So do you know what your skill rank is in that at the moment?
2,700.
Yeah. So yours is 2,700 and something, right? Mine has been 2,200 and something like bad, and it's gone up to 2,400 and something, and then it's
2,500 is platinum.
Yeah. So even if I make it now up to 2,500, I will make it up to platinum. But if I then decay back down to 2,200 like I am currently, or 2,200, whatever it is, then it won't matter. I'll stay in platinum. So that's one of the cool things about what they've done with Overwatch at the moment. I think it's working quite well, because last year people basically didn't want to slip from what they were in, because they thought, well, I want to make sure that I have this amount or X amount of points by the end of this so I can get my awesome golden guns, but also so that I can keep playing the matches I want to at the skill level that I want to.
I was talking about MMR and why people are being placed with Toby on a earlier show, and I'm going to squeak the chair because I want to get close to the mic to make
That's
sure
a good
it's
idea.
picked up. But you could, more squeaks. But basically, it's talking about how even though there was 1 to 100 in the old MMR system, people were only being placed from around 40 to 60.
Yeah,
and there wasn't much variation around this, and it's kind of similar to how win rates in MMR works. So in a game, MMR tries to move you towards a 50% win rate. You want to win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game, and this is where you're supposed to be, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you have a 60% win rate, that's an insanely high win rate, and you're climbing. And then if you have like a 40% win rate, you're like falling, and you're like kind of going down a bit. And you can also use this to measure how strong a champion is. So say like Lucio has like a 60% win rate, he might need some nerfs.
Yeah.
Or like a 50% win. I think Mai has like a 50% win rate. Or Mai, whatever you want to say.
But she's amazing.
Amazing. Sorry. She has a 50% win rate now, and she was down to like 40, so now she's quite balanced.
That's because they made some changes to her ult.
And then someone who has like a 40% win rate, who's shit, like
Bastion, probably.
Yeah, he would have like a 40% win rate, and that's really bad. But
I should clarify, Bastion's not shit, it's just people don't know how to play Bastion.
No, Bastion's shit.
He's not awful.
He's the most immobile character.
Yeah, but he also does some of the most damage in the game. Like, I've come across some Bastions that have been really hard to play against.
Anyone can play against Bastion super easily. You just need to counter him. It's the same with all heroes.
Yeah.
He's really susceptible to AoE explosives.
I think that's one of the problems that Overwatch has, and it'll be difficult to try and balance against, is that Overwatch has a lot of characters that have no hard counter, and then it has some characters that have a straight hard counter. Like Bastion's just like, oh, there's Genji. If you shoot at him,
there's no hard counter for like Lucio.
No, yeah.
Who counters Lucio?
There's no one that particularly does. I mean, you think about like, well, there's a person that like makes more people immobile, like Mei, and then it's like, well, I guess to a degree, but at the same time, she's just kind of like neutralized by McCree, for example.
There's like hard counters, soft counters, then there's just like all round.
Yeah.
Who counters Zarya?
So Zarya's an interesting one. I think Zarya basically is arguably the strongest character, especially for like solo queue now.
She's kind of like, based on competitive play, she's kind of like the 50% seeing.
Yeah,
play.
I think so. She's for a while I think she was a must pick because she was just so
based on the stats from the
utility.
most recent tournament. She's around like mostly picked, but not like a must pick.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
And then it's always going to be healers who are must picks. So the meta, I think, still now is Lucio, 2 DPS, 2 healers.
No,
2
it's
tanks.
changed.
I don't know. I think that's. I've still seen
from
the
most recent stats. It is 3 tanks, 3 healers, no DPS.
Really?
Yeah, that's the most recent.
That's not what I've seen a lot. Maybe it's because
in the higher ups.
Yeah. Okay.
So in the lower rankings, you'll still see like people playing like a bunch of offensive characters, but in higher ups, it used to be like 2 healers, 2 tanks, a Genji, and then another offensive. And then it was like protect the Genji. And now the Genji's been nerfed, and it's more like the healers are really strong, like Lucio and Zenyatta and stuff. And it's just like who you just need to be tanky and heal people and just stand on the points and sort of thing. You don't need offensive heroes that
Maybe
much.
that's why I haven't seen that then, because I mean I know most people when you get at the lower level sort of things, like, I just want to play the guy that deals the most damage. I'm gonna go play McCree. I'm gonna go play Soldier 76. So you get these people that join and auto lock in those every time, and then there's like, well, those two are gone. So if they're actually going to even bother to play to, in inverted commas, the meta, then you get the next people that are just like, well, I don't want to play healer, so they lock in Reinhardt and they lock in like Diva or Zarya or whatever, and then you're like, well, then I guess I'll have to play Lucio and Ana because I want to be a sniper or whatever. So it's quite difficult to play against. But yeah, they've made a whole bunch of other changes in Season 2 as well. But hi Tony, you're still here.
Am I?
This is the Overwatch only podcast.
This is the only podcast. I've been dreading this day for years to come.
No, it's finally come. So, Toby, I want to ask you what you've been playing this week.
You know what I've been playing.
Space Engineers.
Yes, a lot of
So
it.
much Space Engineers.
I've got vehicles that actually work now. It's finally happened. 590 hours in playing the game.
I can show you some pictures of Toby's spaceships.
Oh, wow. There's some good lights you've got on your spaceship, Tony. I'm assuming they're actually engines. But what is that? Is that the back of the spaceship?
Which image are we looking at?
The second to last one. The second.
Oh, I assume that is the back of the
Yeah, that's the
spaceship.
bag. I made a space
Okay.
truck that looks like a fighter. It's basically what happened. It hauls things from asteroid back to your home base.
Nice.
Anyway. So yeah, Overwatch has come. Toby's plays Space Engineers. I've been playing PlayStation now, and still a bit of WoW. I'm actually geared now on WoW.
I don't know what that means.
So
Got the right gear to do stuff.
when you get to max level,
Yep.
you have gear with item level on it.
Okay, and then
And
you
you
need
want to
that
upgrade
to
your
actually...
gear to be able to do. So
I'm
you
with you.
start off, you need a certain item level for dungeons, and then you need a certain item level for heroic dungeons, and then they have a third tier which is mythic dungeons. And I've been in a couple of mythic dungeons.
Want to do mythics?
Huh?
I assume a meme the other day that said "wanna do mythics" on it or something like that, like it was a drug of some sort.
Oh, right. But they're now adding mythic keystones where you can augment the dungeon to make it even harder for even higher loot sort of thing. And then,
So it's like reward to
and like
difficulty.
Yeah, and it also puts like a timer on it, so you have to get through it in a certain time. So
Okay.
it's kind of like it's
High
more
reward.
similar to the Diablo Paragon level system where they have that at the end game.
They did the similar thing in like even games like Borderlands, for example. So you had like badass things that would like you'd kill them, they just get more and more ragey, and then but they would drop better loot if you enrage them each time.
Basically, they just mean you can turn the difficulty up
Yeah.
for better rewards, like risk reward thing. What else was I going to say? Oh, raids are coming out soon, so people can finally raid. They're opening up the first raid tier, which is the Emerald Nightmare, which has been teased for a long time. But yeah, that's about it. So we'll talk about the first topic, which is of course board games selling to Tony. But instead of selling it to Tony this week, we're selling a children's card game to Daniel.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a lie. It's like it's not really a children's
it's
card game.
definitely a children's card game.
It's a card. It
has the Shadow Realm
invented by children.
It's okay. A children's card game, by its definition, I'm pretty sure would not make it onto all good supermarket shelves with a card in it.
You do not
named
understand
Hitler.
the Yu-Gi-Oh references, do you?
Hitler's a fantastic card.
Well, is it?
Well, you know, Hearthstone's a children's card game.
Yeah.
It's not a
So is
children's
Magic the
Made in the
Gathering. It's a
spirit.
children's card game.
Yeah, but it's like a meme. People call Hearthstone a children's card game because they go, this streamer sits at home all day playing a children's card game on Twitch.tv.
Wow. Okay, begin selling.
Tony, take it away.
Well, I'll give you run down the basics. It's think of top trumps, very much like
Okay.
top trumps. There's 6 stats.
There's also 2 trumps in it.
There are 2 trumps in it, which is the same card.
Trump teachers.
He's also the top trump. But yeah, think of it as top trumps though. However, it's a little bit different. Right, you start off with 10 cards. Each player has 10 cards. I think we start it up to 4 players, wasn't it, at the moment?
Yeah.
Because we designed it so you have to have a deck that's just in the middle that you can draw from when you can, basically. When the card tells you to. And we have also an exile pile, or as we call it, the Shadow Realm.
Nice.
And
Well,
each
nice.
card has some sort of ability on, or just a quote. I think most of them have abilities on there. So
Every single card has an ability.
I think there's like 2 that don't do anything as an ability.
And then there's cards like Lightning that just nullify.
Roll a
rounds.
d20. If you get a 20,
My
exile the
favorite,
tail
my
card, so.
favorite card and probably the best design card in the set is Ben Brode.
Yeah.
And all of his stats are determined by rolling 5 d20s.
Yeah.
So at this point, you should probably clarify the fact that it's not a physical card game.
No,
We did this using Tabletop Simulator.
We've developed a card game it's not even out yet. It's still in early development stage.
It's an early access on
Yeah,
Steam.
can
You
you
buy it now.
greenlight
It's
it?
not early access. We're gonna put it on Workshop at some point. if
Please
people
like and
wanna
subscribe.
Because we also want to make a podcast expansion with cards from the podcast, like Peter. of
Notch, Danny
course.
Dyer,
Yeah, all the good ones.
Project Milo, my favourite card. I'm looking forward to that one.
Where is Milo, Peter? Where is Milo?
I still want to know, because I was talking about this with Tony on a podcast earlier, apparently, because I was reading through like an article about the development of Project Milo, and apparently the people working on like Fable 3 game they were going to make, not Fable, the Fable 4 game, I don't remember what it's called, but the Project Milo team was still there, and they were having a bake-off. And that was the last they ever saw of the Project Milo team. Was on a bake-off. They still existed for a while, but nobody really knows what
That's
they
where
did.
Milo was. They baked him
where
into a
they
cage
were.
to eat the evidence.
I
Conspiracy.
Peter was just like, why don't we just have a bake-off, like a British bake-off?
wouldn't put it past Peter to
Hide the evidence.
bake it away. But yeah. Speaking of Peter, Peter's got a new iOS game out.
Oh my god. Peter, you're doing something.
I didn't actually write it down.
Oh, is it
Because
like, it's like travel or something? I can't actually remember.
I didn't write it down. The
No.
Trail, a Frontier Journey, because I really didn't understand what it was about. There's a 30-minute video on it now. Because I watched a trailer for it and I was still really confused what you actually did in the game. It's like an iOS game made by his new studio, 22 Cans,
Yeah.
which are kind of like indie people that have kind of been, what's the word? Manipulated by P. Molyneux into making more awful games.
I said that in a nice way.
Well, Peter gets slammed on this podcast. He's got no platform to speak, but he gets slammed. Do you know, I'm playing the trailer to Daniel. Do you know what's happening?
No. So far, a boat in 3D has washed up
Isn't it
upon
just
shore.
like a walking simulator where you go
now
explore?
gone 2D,
Yeah.
and they've got
Because-
some objectives. One of the objectives is raise a family.
Yeah.
This is a deep game. Are we in England? Because it
think
had
so.
the British flag on it.
Peter's always in England. Every game he makes is somewhere in England.
Because I feel like for the longest time, Peter made, Black and White, and people were like, this is a pretty good game. And he's always been trying to make another Black and White.
Is that what he's
And it's
trying to
always-
do?
Well, you could see it with Goddess sort of thing. It was kind of like Populous as well, another one of his games where it's got a map of the British Isles, so I guess we're in England.
Yeah.
Lionhead Studios is based in, or was based in England, where Peter was. So I'm guessing he's still around in England
Yeah.
somewhere.
And like characters in
And
Fable
that-
sound from Yorkshire and roundabouts.
Unless he's like run away to a different country to escape his kickstart backers of Goddess.
I don't think he has. Because wasn't
Wow.
Goddess made with his company?
Peter's a card in your card game, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
If not,
Well-
he will be.
he's going to be in the podcast.
Yeah.
So we now tangerine right off of the podcast
The
game.
thing
not
is,
podcast
with the board game thing of selling the card game, we can't show you any of the cards, and it's also not finished, so we can't actually kind of show it to you. But we're gonna.
So what you're basically saying is failed feature transition.
Well, I think Peter's more interesting.
I think
And
Peter's
this
more
vid-
interesting.
The thing is, I'm getting really distracted by this video, and we're supposed to be talking keep people entertained.
Yeah,
so.
and actually what we're doing is just looking at, like, I don't know what this is. Is
So
this
I'm going to describe what's going on
volumetric or is
for
it
you.
voxel art?
Some people walking around
Literally,
in the middle
it's
of trees.
not that though. It's better than that. It's you walking as your character in like a really weird way, and then some woman who's decided to be your guide stood next to him, and she's skipping.
I'm going to skip through... Oh, I accidentally hit on the volume tab. Turn it down. I'm going to skip through... No, more walking simulator.
I think he just threw an apple somewhere.
More walking simulator, more walking
But
simulator.
it's
Oh
like
no,
a
there was a
walking
mini game there.
Isn't it a simulator?
I definitely saw some
building
kind of
your own
mini
settlement
game.
or something.
I don't understand what's going on.
If it was by any other developer, but 22 cans of Peter Molyneux, expect abandonment, unresolved bugs, and a game that ramps up with microtransactions pressure after an hour before you release the train wreck you got yourself involved with.
Wow.
Ticky832 YouTube comments. He's slamming Peter there. Apparently, their last game on Android came out 3 months later,
So they're definitely
it's
iOS.
only on iOS at the moment.
They'll claim that that's because of like the graphical performance that's available from the
Guys,
iOS.
the
strong.
last Android game sucked, but this one's gonna be great.
Yeah, once we finished it on iOS. I mean, it looks okay, but
thing
there's
is-
like textures popping in and out.
The thing is, Peter's games always look kind of good, but they're not really games. They're kind of just buggy messes.
experiences. I've told
Like
you
the
the
Cube.
experience.
That's my favourite experience. I love
What was
tapping
in
cubes.
what was in the cube?
That was
Toby?
Goddess, wasn't it?
No.
Oh yeah, it was Goddess.
It was sort of Goddess.
It was the chance to be the god
They
in Goddess.
get to
and
be
then
a
they,
god in
like,
Goddess
gypped the guy,
and like
didn't they?
make decisions in the company.
I think they gypped the guy in the end. They were like, "Hey, yeah, you're gonna have the chance to."
They
earn
never-
money
they
from
never
the
got
cube,"
back
And
to
they were like, "Yeah, no, you just."
Yeah, and then
just go
somebody
for it."
else from a different mobile game put them and hit their game because they felt so bad for being gypped
Yeah.
by Peter Molyneux.
That
again.
amazing. It was that one with like the mayor going back in time game, wasn't it? Like
Maybe.
the rabbit going back in time.
I have no
The
idea.
rabbit going
We
back
talked
in
about on
time.
the
We
podcast.
just drank-
It was
we
at the end of one
tan-
of Toby's wish list.
We've tangerine off of this so hard to the point where we're actually just watching a video. We still don't understand
I
what's
would
going
highly
on.
recommend watching the video. Maybe not to buy the game. Just
just watch.
if you can watch the Trail of Frontier Journey by 22 Cams gameplay video and tell me what this game is about, I would love to hear from you. Just tell me what is happening in this game.
Can you just
I
type this
think
into
it's a
us?
survival walking simulator with crafting. You
Is
know?
it? Well, you pull the lever.
He's crafting something.
6 seconds.
Good quality, medium weight. I feel like
durability.
Peter's moved over to the iOS market because nobody on the mobile development scene knows how much of a,
Yeah, they had.
abandoner he is of
See, look,
games.
there's the mini game I'm talking about. There's some definite. What? I don't even know what's happening right now.
I think the trailer makes you more confused as to what the game's about.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe the idea is it's meant to question your sanity.
Guys, it's a social experiment that is a walking simulator that you crush things up on a conveyor belt.
With some weird spikes.
I definitely
Right.
have not overhyped
Well-
this. I didn't hype it enough.
Yeah, he literally said one of his games, I didn't hype it up enough, which for Peter is fucking insane.
Okay. I think we should move on for this because I don't think there's anything that we can genuinely inform people about. Because
Because
I don't think anyone watching this video
is
could inform
this is
anything
the
about
Peter
it.
Molyneux podcast, so I had to talk about Peter making a new game.
Yeah.
But I can't talk about Peter's new game because I have no idea what it's about. And I felt like until somebody plays it and they get out the Rosetta Stone of Peter Molyneux's lies, they can actually decipher what is
They would
going
have
on
better
here.
luck with a Ouija board. Oh, the spirits are telling me it's an F. There's an A.
Yeah.
There's a B, an L and an E, and an M and a Y
It's
and an L and
this
an
is
O.
Fable 4.
Yeah, this is it. That's Milo.
That's Milo.
You can have a conversation with him. You can sell him your shoes. You can get on a
Wow.
boat. It's amazing. It's an adventure.
Well, if this was the Listen to Joe Ramble about random Peter Molyneux podcast, then we'd
We've
keep watching
succeeded.
this. But
We should do a spin-off.
Are we clapping again? Yeah.
well played, Peter. Really looking forward to your new game. Check out the Trial of Frontier Journey on iOS at some point. It's going to be great.
Wait,
I'm not hyping this up enough.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to be Dan from Sensible Corner first. Wait for the reviews. Right, I've added
Pre-order this game on iOS.
It's in early access now.
Bob Peter's games are great. I don't know if
I've never had a bad experience with Peter Molyneux games ever.
You ever bought a piece of Molyneux game?
These are quite. Can you pre-order iOS games? Because if you can't,
I don't know.
Peter, great business model
that's
for you.
true.
Because you get everyone's money and then you just piss off and make another game.
You just make another game that literally, like, as soon as you've made the first app, which you said was the pre-order for the Trail of Frontier Journey, it actually just is a hyperlink to when the game goes live. But then you have to pay for the game itself again. Like, we hope you've enjoyed the experience.
Gary Newman on Twitter was like calling people out for bashing like Molyneux. Apparently, it's the cool thing to do. You know, Gary from Gary's Mob.
Yeah.
He was calling out people saying, "Oh, guys, stop bashing on Peter Molyneux. What do you want me to do, Gary? Like, he's made so many bad games at this point,
and so much
I
money
can't
from
trust any of his games. If the Trial of Frontier is like the next fucking Pokemon Go, which I'm saying now, it's not going to be a good game. Tony, write that down.
Right, you're probably going to be right.
I'm usually wrong on these things.
Can I just say that Pokemon Go is also not a good game?
It doesn't matter. It's critically acclaimed.
What I said was I didn't think it's going to be popular.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
fair.
think anyone was going to play it. And then everyone played it.
Pokemon Go was so strange. And is it over now? I feel like
Niantic
it's
kind of ruined it for everyone when they just didn't listen to the community.
And I saw like I watched as you know, I'm a massive Apple fanboy, despite not having an iPhone yet. So I watched like the latest keynote speech that they did, where they were showing off the iPhone 7 and the new Apple Watch Series 2, because apparently that's the way they refer to it. By the way, they call it the Series 2. Because things aren't a second generation of products anymore. It's the next series, like you're subscribing to Netflix.
I don't think we talked about this yet. But you want to talk about the new fucking iPhone not having a headphone?
I think that's stupid. But my point I was actually going to make was the fact that Niantic came on stage for that. I don't know if you saw this, right? Not Hideo Kojima, Miyamoto. He was at the Apple event.
Yeah, I saw the Mario game.
To show Mario on iOS. Literally, it's got two buttons. It's like
it's a side scroller, and you can
change direction and you can jump.
You can play Mario with one hand now. You can be on the bus holding onto the thing and play Mario with one hand.
You can play it with one hand. That opens a whole new avenue for doing things.
Toby, you can eat an ice cream while playing Mario.
Oh, Jesus
or a
Christ, you're right.
You can be rowing a boat in circles while playing Mario.
That's possibly what's happening in this trailer. I mean, they came on stage and they were just like, first of all, they were like, check it out, we got Mario on the iPhone. And everyone was like, I'm not sure anyone ever asked for this, but okay, I'm fine with that. Then Niantic came out and said, like, that's right, we're bringing Pokemon Go to the Apple Watch. And he was like, look what I can do.
Can you check the time on the Apple Watch?
You can check the time, but you can check your eggs hatching as well. So, cool. So they'll be able to use the watch
the
to
screen's
catch Pokemon,
like 25% brighter now.
Yeah, I thought that this would be good, that you'll be able to catch Pokemon with your Apple Watch. No, you can't catch the Pokemon from the Apple Watch. You can monitor your progress. You can spin Pokestops, but you still have to get your phone out of your pocket.
You know how bigger games have like Android like phone or Apple phone equivalents, so that you can track a small part of their massive game, like World of Warcraft. What they've done is they've taken the small game and gave you another game and added onto it to track the progress of it.
Pretty much, they've given you like it to be able to be on your wrist but not do the main part.
Yeah.
The whole point about not having to get your phone out and use your phone's like massive screen which uses all of the battery. Instead of using your watch's power, you just instead have to just still get your phone out. It's so daft. It's called the new Mario one's called.
Apparently, it's gonna cost money.
Yeah, it's like Super Mario Run. I think it was called.
You pay for it because they didn't want to do a free-to-play model, but I think it also still has microtransactions on it. I could be wrong.
Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, and they had this weird bit at the end that was very.
Guys,
Mario.
we want to give you this game, so we're gonna make you pay for it.
Yeah, but they were just like, and then you'll get as many toads as you can impress, and at the end, the most toads that you get is added to your points. Like, you don't just run through the level? Yeah, so it's very strange.
So not any somersaults you can do, or some...
No, there's stuff in the levels. There's stuff in the levels that will automatically like make you run the other way.
Because it looks like it's built for free-to-play microtransactions, but then we're just like...
No, let's charge for this.
We're charging as a premium game, and then
we're not making enough money off forcing people to buy $40 headphone dongles and
I'm going on IGN right now, so they can tell me if it has microtransactions. You can play against your friends, like you can play against ghosts of people. So that's the part that really confused me, because I watched the whole conference for the Mario game.
Yeah.
And you can race against your friends on the game, against ghosts. And the way you're scored isn't by like how many coins you collect, it's based on how daring you are.
Yeah,
and there's an audience of toes go,
that was
daring
amazing.
move.
You definitely jumped like over that fire pit.
Oh, don't worry,
okay.
your me friends will cross over into Super Mario Run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I've always wanted. Thanks, sir.
This game may or may not have microtransactions. I cannot.
On the free version, the basic goal is to give people a sample of what gameplay will be so they can get a sense of what they'll experience when they get the full game, Miyamoto said. But of course, one of the reasons that we want to offer a game at a set price is for parents who are buying it can buy it for their kids, so they know I've bought the game and now my kids can play it as much as they want. And there's not going to be additional costs associated with that. But obviously I would think between the World Tour single-player mode and clearing those levels, plus the Kingdom mode, plus all the battle mode, you're going to want the full experience because it's going to be a lot of fun. That makes me feel like there's more to that. I think that's the thing.
I don't trust Nintendo.
Anyway, that was a weird transition. How did we get to the iPhone?
Because we're talking about iOS, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Or something.
So moving on, PS4 Pro.
No, because he wants to talk about the iPhone 7 and having to buy $150.
Yeah, that is dumb. I mean, that's not the point of this podcast, but I should go on the record as saying I was ready to jump to the Android, from the Android chip to iOS, because I like the operating system.
The thing about this podcast is we are primarily a gaming podcast, but I call it the everything in between podcast because I want to talk about tech and movies and random shit.
So basically, like, having looked at the stats of the iPhone 7, I was like, okay, it's faster, that's fine, that looks cool, and actually it's impressive the amount of performance they're getting out of the chips that are in these new iPhones. Like, it's actually scary. Intel should be worried right now because Apple make their own chips, I think, at the moment, right?
They're going to take out their fish and chips business.
They are. They're going to destroy them. And then you look at the camera and you're like, what you're doing is quite clever, especially on the Plus. You get the two lenses, one that's like what they call a telephoto lens, so it's like zoomed in or whatever.
I don't really see the point of the two cameras. But
I get what it is that they're trying to do, and the way they sold it looked pretty cool. Like, they were like, look at this really nice sharp image, and I was like, that actually does look like a really good image. They were like, this is what you can get today with really high expensive modeling cameras. Like, and then he's just like, right, so here, let me show you side by side the picture of this really nice image and the one that the new iPhone takes. And they said, actually, I lied. The really nice image is taken by the new iPhone. I was like,
get fucking pranked.
Wow. That's well played. Well played, Apple. I didn't see that coming.
That's called a loaded question.
It is. But
or a loaded picture.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, and then they sort of got to it and they were like, and what we're doing is we're taking courage to remove the headphone jack. And I was, no, you're not. That is like anti-consumer bullshit.
Apple are brave, so we can charge you $100. It's pretty fucking brave to charge someone $150.
I would challenge your courage.
AirPods with 5 hours of charge.
Challenge your courage to fight to the death.
It's so dumb. It was like, okay, here are our AirPods, which have 25 hours of charge if you recharge them in the case. 5 hours of 5 hours of charge just on their own because the case recharges them, right?
Oh, okay.
Here's how they sync, and then they literally brings it close to it, and it just does it. It's just like, great, Bluetooth headphones have been able to do that with NFC for years, and not the stupid weird NFC version which you use, Apple. And then they were just like, oh, and by the way, here's the weird dongle that we're going to ship with every single every iPhone. You're just like, but that was great, but what was the point? I have perfectly good headphones right now. I don't.
Apparently, taking out the jack thing makes it so they got more space.
Do you know what is replaced it with?
What?
A barometric vent.
What's that?
There is a sensor, a barometer in there, which means it can measure changes in like elevation, which they could do before. All they have done is they've put the Taptic engine in, which is the thing because the home button's not a button anymore.
Yeah.
It just vibrates. They've put that there, and they have a block of plastic where the headphone jack used to be. Which, so as far as I can tell, is completely redundant. You can look on like iFixit, do teardowns and stuff. You can see what they found, and it's just like. So basically, my plan is this. My plan is to wait
for the S version that has the port in it already.
Yeah, so either it will have the port back by the S version, or come January time when my upgrade is actually due, I will buy the 7 Plus or whatever so I can have the iPhone.
You can get,
I will get a case that will give me back a headphone jack. Like, because I'm sure that someone's already working on that. Like, I've seen an article of a guy that is making a case that has 2 lightning connectors and also has a headphone jack on the bottom because that's what people want. I just don't understand what Apple was thinking when they decided to do this.
Well, I thought tablets were retarded, but now everyone has a tablet.
Well, this is my problem, though, is that people keep saying to me when I talk to them about this, because right now it's like it hasn't really come out. I think it came out on Friday, right? It's when they first actually started shipping them. But because it's Apple, people will buy them because it's the cool thing to do, which means
people who say they're into tech tend to just buy the new thing to show that they're cool.
Yeah.
It's like a status in society.
People will go out and buy it even though they think that not having a headphone is a stupid thing.
Yeah,
and then Apple
like...
will go, well, we're making money on it anyway, so we're just going to keep doing it. And then eventually it'll become the norm, even though it is a dumb thing.
Well, people say, like, oh, I got a call on my phone, and then people will say, like, oh, someone's calling me on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Or my iPhone 7. And people want... people. It's like vegans, like, people who are, like, vegan or vegetarian. How do you know they're vegan or vegetarian?
It's the first thing
they'll tell you. They'll tell you.
They always tell you.
Yeah, it's the first thing they say when they meet you. It's like, oh, hi, I'm Jerry, I'm a vegetarian. Oh, hi, I'm Samantha.
I'm a carnivore, I only eat meat.
I had something to say about this, but I've forgotten, so let's talk about the PlayStation Pro.
Good segue. Good. I'll get a segue in this just for that.
Yeah, can you just get Peter hiding behind a bookcase, please? Thank you.
No, I've got, the woman. The stock image
so...
of a woman on a Segway. I put Peter's face on it for you.
Nice.
And then he segues behind a bookcase.
Yeah, I'll do that for you.
So speaking of things which are missing from devices that should really have it, the PlayStation 4 Pro has been...
That's a good segue.
Has it been announced? I think it's...
Yeah, they've announced all the
when
specs, and they've had an
shipped.
FAQ sort of thing.
As in, like, it's got a release date? Or is it just like an early preview kind of thing? They said
they gave all the specs, didn't they? They didn't say, like...
I've got it written down, actually. We should probably read that. The 4K PlayStation Pro,
okay, so it's out
November 10th.
Right, okay, so it comes with the ability to display at 4K, right?
Yeah, it's going to cost around $400, and they want to have 4K...
running native on like big screens or whatever. But the thing that it doesn't have, the reason for the segue, is it doesn't have the capability to play 4K Blu-rays, which was always like the big thing for... The reason why HD DVD died on the Xbox was because the PlayStation 3 just had a Blu-ray drive.
Yeah, it had a Blu-ray player.
And it just came with it. And you're like, well, if I'm buying this, I'm also buying a Blu-ray player, right? It's a good investment.
I still use my PSP today as a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, exactly, right? And whereas now, PS4 is just like, we plan to not support this.
No, I do not have PS4.
I thought you did have one.
No.
You have an Xbone 1 or something?
No. I don't have any...
I thought you had a next generation console and your friend was playing... Your flatmate was playing on it.
My flatmates have them. I do not have them.
Oh, okay. Your flatmate had the PS4.
No, they had the
Tony
Xbox
is obviously
One. They got
PCML.
Even though they both admitted that the PS4 had way better games on them. But it's just what they were. Just the games they played required them to have.
So have they actually come out and said what the 4K is for? Because have they shown any games running at 4K on this thing?
They showed Mass Effect Andromeda.
What did it look like? It was at I'm assuming not 60 frames per second.
I have no clue. They didn't show the frames, but you could see it on YouTube.
It was quite smooth, but I don't think it was
4K.
60. No.
You had 4K on the YouTube video. So
Okay.
I don't have a 4K monitor, so I have no
That's
idea
true.
what it looks like.
So I'm really confused as to how they would possibly be doing this, right? Because they're saying what this PS4 Pro is going to be capable of doing is 4K gaming, and just is it though? Because most PC gaming rigs, the best ones, like the Titan X right now, and the 1080 Ti is coming out soon to have Titan X performance at a budget, right? That is looking like it might be the sweet spot for finally getting 4K gaming actually going, right?
4K 60 FPS.
Yeah. Right, so it's this is what everyone actually wants.
How the hell have they built a $400 system that has 4K 60 FPS?
The friggin' graphics card in my PC, which runs some games at 4K if it's not on the highest gaming settings, that's the single graphics card costs that much.
I feel like Sony's telling us porcupines.
I feel like
it's in campaign.
I think 30 FPS is fine for consoles, according to
that's
these
the
people.
thing, though. That's what I don't think it's going to be 60 frames.
No, I don't think it is either.
I understand the need for them to do this, right? They understand the need for them to basically say, look, we're going to support 4K, when actually what they're doing is saying, we've realised that our PS4 as it is today will not support VR gaming.
Yeah, because
we need to release.
Because they also made this so it could support the
Morpheus.
The Morpheus, yeah. Because originally they were just going to release it on the PlayStation 4, but then they realised, low frames on the VR would make it really like sickening.
Yeah.
They kind of backpedaled on releasing on the PS4 and are kind of doing it for the PS4
Pro. Does that make it the PS4P?
No fucking
Yes.
way, the naming convention.
Is they actually
name.
calling it the PS4 Pro? Because it's a really stupid name.
Well, why is it any different from the PS3 Slim?
PS4 Pro?
They are genuinely calling it the PS4 Pro. That is really silly.
They always do this though.
Is that as well? Is the design language literally they've put another slab on top of like the weird looking thing?
Yeah, they just Toblerone it.
Wow.
They've
That's
what?
weird.
They've whatted it. What was that verb you used?
So the PS4, if you look at
Toblerone.
it,
Toblerone.
it's got like
Okay.
one slab, and then there's a line between it, and then there's another slab. Like bring up a normal PS4.
You remember when
on screen. I'm
consoles
sure
used
that's
to
the
look
case.
good?
No. What console do you know that ever looked good?
PS3 Slim, I still quite like.
No, that looked terrible.
How did it look terrible?
Yeah, it is. They've literally added another like layer. That's weird.
They put more slabs on the slabs.
That's just a strange design language.
So some people have said that they're not really worried about not having a physical 4K display because of you can stream 4K now. Netflix has like a 4K streaming package where you can pay a little bit more for the 4K streaming. But apparently, I don't know personally because I've never streamed at 4K or played a 4K Blu-ray. But apparently, 4K Blu-ray and streaming 4K are completely different things. Like it's as different as like the Oculus and Vive sort of thing, where you think like trying out the Samsung VR and be like, oh, VR shit, and then you try the Vive and you're like, okay, whoa, I didn't know what this was like.
I'm just reading all of the technical specification as I still don't understand what they're saying. It just says it has the ability to output at 4K, and that seems to be it. It's like, okay, good job.
They're keeping the cards close to the chest.
My guess at this is actually it's basically they designed Netflix is a thing and they do it 4K now and we can't display it. Let's make it so we can do 4K Netflix. Honestly, if that's all it was, that would not have needed a press conference, and I bet they could have done that by
Why
just
don't they
doing
want
a
to give
subtle
away too
refresh.
much? Because they're like, oh, the new Xbox hasn't come out yet, so
Yeah, I suppose so.
they don't want to be overshadowed by the Xbox, whatever it's called.
So I have no real opinions on this, to be perfectly honest, because I have no plan to get a PS4. I have no plan to get a PS4
Toby's
Pro.
buying a PS4 Pro, aren't you, Toby?
Oh, absolutely. I'll get right on it.
Yeah.
You give us a full review when you get it. Yeah, no, good man. Good man.
Yeah, Toblerone.
With the-
10 out of 10.
With the way PlayStation Now's going, I think it's perfectly reasonable for them to add the PlayStation 4 titles to that service, and I would rather stream it onto my computer.
They're never going to do that though, especially that close to this. Like,
I think
I get the feeling that like they will start to, if they see a decline in sales of their consoles, they will start to neglect.
Do
PS4
they actually-
now.
No,
Do they
I think
actually
they'll just
care,
stop
though?
making consoles. I
Surely-
think they'll just move to a subscription-based platform.
Yeah, surely
where they
they're
control
just a
everything.
company. They just want to make money. Why would they care if one of their aspects isn't making
Sony
money?
doesn't make games; they make money. They're
They're
like Valve
Steam,
now.
Yeah. No, they announced new headsets as well, apparently. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of people who like to
No,
make
not
money,
yet. We're not finished on this topic because
No segue.
yeah.
Segue denied.
So segue denied.
we'll come back to my segue.
Get a
I think
picture
a
of
better
like
one.
Peter on a Segway and then,
And then
just
just
put a giant
get-
cross through it.
Get the dancing pirate you just introduced me to kick him off the segue.
Yes. Dan didn't know who the Russian dancing pirate was.
Oh my god.
So
Haven't
Totally
lived.
scarred now for
Haven't
life.
lived.
if you've not seen the Russian dancing naked pirate, definitely recommend you look that one up.
Unless you're
On
at
Vimeo,
work.
please.
On Vimeo for the full dong version. But there's been an update from Bethesda because we've been teased this mods on Fallout
PS4.
4 and Skyrim HD, and this is kind of the first wave of mods coming onto the... there was a fly. These kind of first wave of mods coming onto consoles, so this is really interesting for me to see, because one of the huge selling points of like Skyrim was that it was an awful game, but you could mod the shit out of it and try and make it into a better game. And then kind of adding this to the consoles. I always slam Skyrim, and I know Toby likes the game.
I think your problems with it are legit though. Like I'm not.
It is. Bethesda always makes really flawed RPGs.
Yeah. It's action first, RPG later.
Yeah. But yeah, basically what's happened was they've said that with the PlayStation 4 version of Fallout 4 and Skyrim HD mods, they're no longer doing it. They're still doing it with Xbox, but they've basically said they've been ready to put these mods onto Sony, but Sony informed them that the way they wanted to put them on wouldn't be available, and they're really disappointed.
Yeah, it's
by
like
Sony.
something like Sony's like approval policy didn't fit right. I think was kind of the general.
If I had to guess, it's probably
hypothesis.
because they can't actually regulate.
That's what it was. Like
possibly do.
Sony really wants to regulate it, and obviously you can't with these mods. It would take too long.
Yeah.
But how annoying
this
would
is
it be that
not-
you've developed this like system to implement into your game, and they're like, no, you can't have it.
Yeah. Well, that's why you got to have the conversations with the publishers and with the designers of the console ahead of time. I mean,
But it takes
this
time to
problem-
develop, though. And you need to develop
Exactly,
on a schedule. It's difficult.
This has happened before in the past, right? TF2. I'm sure I've mentioned this on this podcast before. TF2 got updated maybe once on the Xbox, and then there was a bunch of free content added to the
there's
PC
same
edition
thing
of
with,
TF2. And
Payday.
yeah, and they basically were like, cool, well, when's that coming to the Xbox? They were like, we're trying to do it now, we're talking to Microsoft. Microsoft, no, you've got to pay for that. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, if you want them to download anything bigger than 4 gigabytes, then you have to basically make it a paid download thing or something like that.
It was
It's
the
like-
same thing with Left 4 Dead as well.
yeah, and they were like, well, that's crazy that this is free on the PC. We're not going to charge our customers who are on the Xbox to do this. And they were like, well, that's just the way it is. And then eventually, TF2 was actually updated so much that they surpassed the limits to what Xbox Live Arcade at the time could actually offer as downloads, right? So you could no longer put a download that was that big on the marketplace anymore. So this is not the first time this has been stopped by the actual
because for
console
Left 4
owners
Dead
from doing
2 they
it.
had the Crash Course DLC sort of thing, and
Well,
they had to.
I think last generation consoles were awful for having to like the developers themselves pay for the update. Is that still a thing to today's consoles?
I don't know, but
I
like
doubt it.
the original Left 4 Dead DLC for the first Left 4 Dead was that you had to pay for it in console, and
Yeah.
it was free on PC because of the stupid way you had to charge for updates and DLCs on the consoles if they were too big.
I think to be completely fair to Microsoft and Sony at the time, right? Nobody had broadband connections and nobody had large, massive storage, like terabytes and terabytes of storage to put these things.
It's like before the
It
day of
wasn't-
lots of patches, like
Yeah,
afterwards
right?
as well.
And these days it was like make it once, maybe release some small
Yeah.
fixes for netcode or whatever because that's what people were playing. But obviously that's changed now. So I mean, I can't remember the last time I turned on the PS3 and didn't see it have an update. I mean, that's like 90% of the time I go to use the thing. It's like, oh, you just need to update your operating system.
Yeah.
So obviously that reflects in games as well because it's the same thing. It's like I've not been to come play this game in ages. I'm pretty sure if I go and look at Burnout Paradise now, there would probably still be like a patch to it of some sort that changed something, right? So I don't think it's necessarily all the publisher's fault. But this is just sort of a shame. This is bad news for modders. It's bad news for people who bought the game. Like, did they say that this was a thing they wanted to do before they actually sold it?
Yeah.
So that's bad news for people that potentially bought it for that reason.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can place too much blame on Bethesda at this point. I mean,
Well, they must have it all developed. It's probably ready to go. It probably would actually work.
Probably. I think, like, from the way they're saying it, at least, it sounds like they're not to blame for this. Now, that doesn't mean that behind closed doors, actually, they just can't. Actually, they don't want to do it. Or they don't.
Well,
have
I
the resources to do it,
don't
and
think
they're
that is the
trying to
case
shelve
because
blame.
you know what Sony does when they get in trouble? They just stay silent for a bit. Well, that's what Sony's doing now. So I'm gonna trust the
Daddy Longlegs! Toby is back!
Yeah,
There was a
okay.
Daddy Longlegs on here and the other day that flew through the window and I killed it and it was a huge one and now I think his brother's back for revenge.
He's just a friend. He's just
Kill him!
No, he's just waiting for a mate. It's fine.
I'm just waiting for a mate.
Do you want to take a short break to deal with the Daddy Longlegs?
No, it's
No.
fine. It's dead or
It's
alive.
not dead. We just don't care. He's just here to be a
Toby,
general
what
jerk.
were we talking about? Oh, I was going to say, like, the way that, the arcade worked and the bullshit you had to go through. If you ever watch the indie game, the movie, it's a really interesting documentary on, like, Ed McMillan.
That's available on Steam, isn't it?
It's available on Steam. You can watch it on Netflix, and they even have the follow-up documentary.
Isn't that
of,
available? You can't watch it in VR.
Maybe.
I feel like you can.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Maybe.
moving
Why-
on.
You can watch all the Leprechaun movies on Steam, for some reason. You know Warwick Davis?
Yeah,
You can watch Leprechaun movies on Steam for some reason.
that's a bit weird.
Yeah, you could. It's really interesting because it shows you the game development of all these games that how like Super Meat Boy actually got onto the arcade, and this was like a really big breakout game for Inbetween. And it also shows the development of like Braid and Fez. It's quite interesting if you're interested in that stuff. So definitely check that out. But going on to the next topic.
Speaking of TF2 not getting updates back in time, TF2 is a game made by Valve. Valve also do stuff.
So, our good friends Digital Homicide, the asset-flipping angry kids that they are, they
what's their game called?
Yeah.
Like
who knows?
It's the tantrum one.
They have so many awful
the
titles.
tantrum one, the child tantrum. Basically, that game is the embodiment of their office. Basically, it's what I'm feeling.
They tried to sue Jim Sterling for negative criticism,
yeah.
And now they've tried to sue 100 Steam users for bad Steam reviews. So they've actually gone through and filed. They filed like court orders under their names. Like there's names like XXX Killer 69. his alias is being sued, sort of thing. And it's like, this is his known name, we don't know his real name. And
I love the fact as well there's only 100, and that's a specific number. Like, there were so many, they got to 100 and gave up. They were like, fuck, we can't do any more than this. Just go with the first.
Or do you think that the court just went, no, you can't do any more now?
Maybe.
So,
it becomes class action
in response, Steam has actually removed every single Digital Homicide game from Steam, refusing to do business with Digital Homicide for harassing its Steam users, which is like a huge yay victory for
GG Steam.
Because Digital Homicide have been like a tumor on the fucking green light side of Steam for such a long time, and made these horrible asset flip games.
They even threatened to become a bigger meme than Peter on this show. Yeah, it was it was awful.
I saw at some point I said like Digital Homicide should hire Peter and form the super green light
conglomerate.
Yeah. But this has even led to Steam completely revamping their review system, adding filter systems for it, showing less fraudulent reviews. So they've made it so reviews that were given keys to give positive reviews.
Well, people who were given keys and asked to review the game, not necessarily for positive ones, but likely for positive ones,
have been kind of removed a bit and showed less of than people who actually purchased and played the game.
You can remove the filter though, so if you still wanted to see these reviews, you can still see them, but it's harder to see by default.
This is like cutting down on people being given keys for positive reviews.
Yeah, conversely to Apple, who removing a headphone port is anti-consumer. This is pro-consumer. This is a case of like, we want you to get an honest opinion of what this game is about, so we're showing you the ones which people
company that like they gave like keys away to give positive reviews to vote green light games and get them onto Steam.
There are so many.
There's many games.
There's one massive one though, but
I don't know.
There's so many games, Toby, that after they got rid of these manipulated reviews, over 400 games had their scores dropped significantly.
Really?
Like, the scores just went super down within like an
update, a patch.
Like a Steam client update. Just like, everyone's fucked. These games are all shit.
All these fake reviews are gone, and I think even more have gone down since the update. And they're also getting rid of humour reviews.
Reviews,
you know those reviews that are just
no
like
purpose other than to just say, come and click on me, I'm so funny,
I'm a meme.
Yeah,
you're just like 10 out of 10, this game made me sick, Goat Simulator, buy it, it's great. Come buy this game.
Like a Rick and Morty character.
Reviews being so funny. Reviews being so funny they even upvoted themselves.
Yeah. Speaking of things which are missing, can I segue yet?
No, because I have to say, Valve has even gone as far to. So when they found manipulated reviews have been found, they've even gone as far as to say, if you do this shit again, we're going to remove your games from Steam. We find you've been giving out keys for manipulated reviews. This is your warning. Next time, we're just going to remove your game. We're not going to do business with you anymore. So before we segue off, should we talk about this? Because it's a huge fucking move.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's much to talk about. What Steam has done makes sense. I don't think that there is any person you would find.
I've got one thing we can talk about. Why did it take them so bloody long?
Well, it's Valve time.
But at the
Valve
same
time,
time,
valve dilation.
they have done something about it, which is not
true.
usually what Valve do. They usually sit on their ass for a long time until the community really just go, I'm really sick of this. For example, charging for Nexus mods.
CSGO gambling.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, right? And then they're just like, okay, backlash from the internet, fix it, twist.
I feel like they've got
turn on
such
the
a big
update machine.
backlash from Digital Homicide. It's after like all the gym videos, it's forced
Yeah.
them to actually change their entire review system.
Because it wasn't just the fact the game's already on Steam. It's like Digital Homicide also embodied like how bad the greenlight system was and how abused it was with them like giving keys for reviews and upvotes.
Because there was a guy who actually got his game on Steam Greenlight, which was paint drying the game.
Yeah.
He actually got that on.
It's just a video that you watch that's like paint drying for a really long time.
there's multiple endings to paint
I didn't
drying
know
the
that.
game, Daniel. Come on.
So the reason why I think that this is good from Steam, right, is that Gabe Newell has been on the record of saying, you know, you always got to be careful of when the CEO of any company says anything about here's what I'm on the record as saying, because it doesn't necessarily mean they're that. But at the end of the day, it's their business.
Well, at that
right?
time, but it can
At the
change.
time, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Gabe probably meant this. Is like saying, there's one thing you should always do, and that's don't piss off the internet, because they will find out and you will get stung for it. And that is why in this instance, I think what Steam are doing, basically saying, or what Valve are doing, is saying, this is dumb, so we're fixing the problem. Please continue to use Steam.
But the thing is, Steam is very light-handed with removing people's games from Steam, because there was a game which was a roguelike game called Paranautical Activity.
That sounds really dumb, but continue.
It was like a ghost...
Did you say parrot nor
Paranormal. It was like
okay.
ghost-like ship game, like FPS sort of game. Basically, it was on early access and it hadn't been removed in a timely manner from early access, is what the guy said. So he sent a death threat to Gabe.
What?
Said, fucking remove my game from early access. It needs to be fully released. You fucking ass. Like that sort of stuff to Gabe. No one was just like, you just threatened the CEO of the company where you're hosting your game. I'm going to remove this game from Steam.
That's dumb.
That was probably one of the stupidest decisions you could have made.
It's like that scene in The Dark Knight where the guy that works for Bruce Wayne comes up to Lucius Fox and he's just like, I found these drawings of the Batmobile. I'm going to blackmail you. And then Lucius Fox is just like, so let me get this straight. Your plan is to incriminate Bruce Wayne, who is one of the most richest people in the world and who you think every night goes out and beats criminals to a pulp, and your plan is to blackmail this person. Just looks at him and goes, good luck. And the guy who stood there is just like, I'll just let you keep those, gives him the plans and just walks. It's like, that's how stupid that move was. That was
that's pretty stupid.
Next gen level stupid.
But this is actually Steam actually fixing one of their systems. I really enjoyed the update where they changed the system where you look at new games. What's that called again?
Well,
the watch list or queue. Yeah,
the queue, because I could filter out.
when they added the veto system.
I could get rid of RTS games because I didn't like those. I get rid of anything with anime on it because those games are shit. But basically, that just meant that I could actually use the queue better. And they've been adding a lot of updates to Steam and how sort of the review system works and how tags work and that sort of stuff. That's a good thing. Well played, Steam.
Speaking of things which have been removed in a big way,
Okay.
11,000 people are no longer cheating on Valve games.
So Daniel actually has a lot to talk about this week, because usually he comes on and I have to explain to him what we're talking about. But I've added talking points so he can just read straight off the document.
Did you know that TF2 released huge bug fixes within days of each other?
I even gave
and
the
there's
script.
been
You hold a
another huge
gunpoint.
cheater ban wave, 11,000 VAC bans, which is the biggest ban
He's
wave in
blinking
history.
in prisoner of war Morse code. I'm trying to get the message through. You can hear the eyelids closing in Morse code, trying to escape.
It's like trying to find Sombra in the ARG of Overwatch. But we're not going back to Overwatch.
It's not the Overwatch only podcast that definitely exists, but
Make an April Fool's episode. There we go.
yeah.
Promise.
Well, Toby, you can't give it away, you fool.
Shh, for goodness sake, man.
But this is actually the biggest VAC ban wave in history. This is across all games. So this is across TF2. This is across CSGO. There's quite a lot of cheese in CSGO. This is across Dota.
Yeah, okay. Actual games that are still being run, I guess, rather than... I was going to say Left 4 Dead, but that's not really competitive.
Fun fact, after the largest VAC ban wave, CSGO went back to being a top seller, presumably from people who'd been banned on CSGO and had bought new accounts to play CSGO.
And probably cheat again as soon as they get like lamaubox.com, whatever it is.
You got banned, you're giving Valve more money. What do they care?
Yeah.
They'll ban you again.
I bet at the end of the day there'll be some massive conspiracy come out where actually Valve are the ones making the cheats which get past anti-cheat as well. Imagine the conspiracy there. I'm putting tinfoil hat on now and saying...
Tinfoil hat.
That's going to be a story one day. No,
yeah,
you're going to have to make yourself. You're
Oh,
going to
damn. I don't have
after
the skills.
downloading more RAM.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big deal though. I mean, like Overwatch had recently had the same sort
I
of thing
think
where they banned
TF2
a
went,
whole...
shit, everyone's playing Overwatch
Yeah,
and
pretty
they're banning
much.
cheaters and
Yeah,
we've
they
just
just
ignored
sort of,
cheaters for years. Let's ban them.
Yeah, and then there's just like all of these people in like Korea and China apparently who were just cheating like absolute crazy, and then Overwatch were like, yo, smash, and then all these people were like, oh, crap,
Shit.
I've got to go out and buy another copy again. But it's better than that because in Blizzard world, not only do you get banned from the game and you're just like, yep, go buy another copy. If they buy another copy, which Blizzard will let them do, their IP address is the thing that's banned. So their account is banned, and all of the games to try and play from the next copy of the game they bought are also banned.
So they also scan your hardware.
Yeah, exactly. So they lock it to like your hard drive and all sorts of stuff, and we do this at like work. And there's like stuff where they'll start saying, "Yo, you're trying to play again after paying more money for this game, but you're still a cheater, so you're still banned."
I feel like they
Yeah.
could just track the credit card information there.
So I think the idea is that they offer like PayPal accounts, for example, which can do this kind of stuff anyway. But it still doesn't matter because it like you say, it's tied to hardware. It's tied to lots of different things. So it's becoming really hard, which is a great thing because I honestly, for me, I don't think I can. I get salty sometimes on Overwatch and claim, "Oh, that guy's clearly cheating" or whatever. But actually, it's probably just good. I don't think there's been a situation where
I miss
there's genuinely
30
someone
tick
cheating.
servers because then I could be like, fucking 30 tick servers
Yeah.
got me killed.
Yep, definitely not my fault. That Roadhog hook that was really
I was talking about
bullshit.
this when people get
Not my fault.
angry at games. You have the Dunning-Kruger syndrome, which I won't bother explaining to you. I don't think anyone cares.
Okay.
I
Basically-
care, but
Okay,
Oh,
Dunning-Kruger
God.
syndrome it was made by two psychologists, Dunning
I was
and
happy
Kruger,
to let it go.
But basically they were like people who think they have this illusion of superiority, and whenever say they're playing a game, they will always blame their teammates.
Okay.
So they'll never think they're wrong. So they'll never get better as people.
Well, yeah, well, we
or
say
games.
we say that sort of thing though. It's the same kind of thing, I guess. Me and Gemel, for example, sometimes play Overwatch. Like, is it just us? Are we just the bad people? Just like, no,
Are we the
our
baddies?
team. No, our team is cancer, not us. They're obviously the cancer. We played really well, and you look at like your the number of medals you have to try and like justify it to yourself.
I'm going to go off on a topic on this. So I was talking about this with Tony. So I'm saying, like, in a game like League of Legends, about 90% of the community is in bronze and silver, the lowest tier of the game. And there's this thing called Elo Hell. So people believe that they're in such a low tier that they can't climb because their teammates are so bad that they'll never be able to get out because they're so low they can never get good teammates. And I was just like, Elo Hell's not real. It's in people's heads.
Yeah,
because
pretty
they
much.
always blame their teammates, so they never improve themselves. So they're in a consistent cycle of just being awful.
it's like a double whammy though. Like, they're salty because of their teammates. It's not actually their teammates, it's them. So they're doubly salty because they can't move up.
I think the difficulty comes, like, I discovered, like, if I want to basically start to climb the ladder, I have to pick Diva and play Diva. And if someone's already picked Diva, I'm basically screwed. Because it's the only character I seem to be able to play to an above average level. And then, if that's already gone, or if someone
Why-
picks
why
Zarya,
just
Diva
and
has
you
a
got
character
it, it's
though,
like,
above
oh,
average?
okay.
The problem at the moment is Diva isn't actually a strong character.
No. She's not necessarily, it's just that's the one I know how to play to the
She's
best.
actually quite weak in competitive.
Especially against Zarya, because it's just like, oh, cool, you're just deleting everyone's projectiles.
Everyone's
this is
playing
not a
tanks, and
projectile.
Diva doesn't do very good against any of the tanks.
No.
Even though she's a tank. But,
Anyway,
so, yeah, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect where you always blame your team. There's a great League of Legends player called I'm a Cutie Pie, which is the goofiest looking motherfucker I've ever seen. But everyone loves I'm a Cutie Pie because he's just the most confident guy you'll ever see, and he's just like, he just says, if you're trying to climb in League of Legends or any game and you believe in Elo Hell, you have to play the game as if you were 1v9. You can never blame your teammates. Always look at yourself. If you have 20 kills and 0 deaths and you lose that game, that's your fault. You should have carried harder. You can never blame your teammates. Always look at what you did wrong and what you can improve on, and then you won't get stuck in this Dunning-Kruger mentality of my teammates are shit, I can't win, my teammates are shit.
So to the point where me and Gemmel have actually started doing this now. Like, we'll get salty at the end of the game and like get mad or whatever, but then he'll say, so like, for example, in the last game, one of the last games we played, I switched to Tracer, and then he'll ask, why did you switch to Tracer? As if to say, was that a good move at the time? Just like, well, I was trying to zip off the point and on the point to keep it going from overtime. It's like, yes, but you played Tracer since the beginning of the last round. Was that the right choice? It's like, well, I was going to get the support. So you try and explain what it was that you were doing and why. But then it makes you think, was that actually the best thing to do? Was there a better chance?
You're post-analysing the game, aren't you? I think that's
exactly,
a
that helps,
thing to do.
I think. Yeah. So anyway, how the hell did we get to this topic? People have been banned.
People
moving on.
Being salty.
CSGO has a beta now.
Yeah, TF2's always had a beta build. And
no, CSGO. Wait, no, TF2? TF2.
TF2 has always had a beta build.
It hasn't always had a beta build.
Well,
it's had it for a long time.
It's had it for a long time. They've put like Halloween shit forever on like the beta build. But now CSGO actually has a beta build where you can test out first-person models and third-person models, and they've added a bunch of useful shit to it. Which is all I'm going to say, because I don't know that much about the CSGO.
No, me too either.
Because
moving on!
Because it's a beta build!
Yay! So I want another topic that is not on this list.
Alright.
Random secret
everything in
topic.
between, just say it.
The GeForce Experience has had an update.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
did it crash miserably for you?
The update did. When you tried to download, it didn't work.
I haven't actually updated, because I'm scared.
So what it does is it adds a new overlay that does the whole shadow play and everything. So I use shadow play, and occasionally if I get like
play, but I know Toby does.
Yeah, so if I get like a cool,
I'm sorry, Tony, don't give away this.
a cool play of the game by any chance, like I'll throw it up on Streamable or something, right, and then just like put the link in Discord so people look at it and go, okay,
I'm actually a bit confused with the new like UI. Like, how do you get to it? Because I knew
exactly right. So the UI's dumb.
Did you
press Alt Z to activate an overlay, and because
it's
shadow play and it's actually Alt Z brings up the overlay for all of your games. But because it's directly tied to the graphics card because it's NVIDIA, it has been playing havoc with my Overwatch copy. So if I press Alt Z, I can make the main menu of Overwatch vanish, just leaving me with like the character like Diva just leaning against the mech. Yeah. And then if I press it again, Diva will disappear, leaving me with a blurred out image of Icon Model with no way to get it back.
See, because when the Battlefield 1 beta came out, and then the WoW Legion one, I was like, why do I need a new driver for WoW Legion? That game's like 10 years old. I didn't see how they could possibly improve performance. But I was just like, I'll just read the NVIDIA subreddit and whether this driver is stable. Everyone's bricking and their computers are being destroyed. I'm just going to leave that driver. So I feel like consistently NVIDIA keeps releasing like drivers that break people's computers and they're really buggy
it's like the moment. The most common thing.
The most stable one is like 10 updates ago. Anyway.
Pretty much. Like they always show you the things like added game ready drivers for, and then it like lists the latest things. You're like, oh cool, I'll go download that, and it's just like you get into the game, it's like having gone from perfect 90 frames per second or whatever to 30 frames locked for some reason. Like, how have you broken this badly? Where is the rollback button?
Yeah, where's the rollback button actually? I would like a rollback button.
There's a rollback button on GOG.
I don't know. I think there is a way to do it. Like someone once told me, and I actually do this now. Whenever there is a GeForce driver update now,
fully
all I ever do
uninstall
is fully uninstall.
Yeah.
Don't bother with PhysX unless it's actually a different version.
Yeah.
And then clear out the cache afterwards, and just do a clean install, and then it works way better. I find I have much better luck with drivers. So top tip. Pointing at microphone.
And if you have an AMD driver, get fucked. Basically.
Nobody uses Team Red.
Do they get game computer breaking drivers on AMD?
I assume they have
some Catalyst stuff.
Oh, yeah, I had to use that once. Poor bastard. I don't know, I remember the Catalyst control center going in there and then just like, that was the whole good thing about NVIDIA, which is a case of, we make getting drivers easier. Like, oh, that is a good move. Good job, NVIDIA. You don't suck. But
AMD's coming back with some good stuff. It's just like, I just don't really have any real need to join Team Red again because Team Green works and it's like sometimes buggy, but it's okay.
So yeah, the overlay's weird. It allows you to do everything you could in Shadowplay, but the menus are like harder to dive through, which is kind of dumb in my opinion. Yeah. The overlay looks different on GeForce Experience, which I don't think it necessarily needed. The old one was fine.
It's very similar, but changed to be weird in a lot of ways as well. I don't like.
Yeah, if you press Alt-Z when you're in game now, Toby, that's what will get up that overlay.
That's
It's
so
really
weird.
You can like stream straight to Facebook now as well.
That is weird.
Blizzard.
Yeah, so I know Blizzard have started doing streaming. stuff
Facebook
into
streaming
But
on the new Battle.net update.
yeah, so NVIDIA has done that as well now. So I wonder if that's like to, I wouldn't say combat that, but like complement.
Who streams to Facebook?
Well, I don't know. Like I did it the other night, and nobody watched because.
Well, no one's going to watch
Who
the streams
would?
anyway, so.
So yeah. So Clustertruck comes out on
Clustertruck!
September 27th.
I'll open the links. Have you seen? So
I know what Clustertruck is. I played the when it was like a demo, or whatever.
Super Truck.
Yeah, I think
Super Truck.
Jacksepticeye played it, and that made me want to play it. Like I don't follow a lot of YouTubers anymore, but I saw him playing this. It's like that's a cool idea. Like the idea that
It's
you
a parkour game on trucks.
you're constantly trying to basically just jump from truck to truck. It's really dumb, but at the same time,
It's got
some guy came up with this and was like, "It works,
It's a
right?
good
It's
idea, I
simple. The art style's neat.
Yeah,
it's got a
it's
good
hilarious.
aesthetic."
So I want to talk about this because it comes out in about a week, and I've been following the development of this, and it looks really good. So if you don't, the April Fool's joke was that the trucks only move when you move, and it was Super Truck.
Yeah.
Super Truck. It's
Yeah.
probably one of the best April Fool's joke of that year. But it looks super fun. Like I love parkour games, so you can just run around.
Well, because when I first
This is
saw
such a
it,
good
it was like
concept.
obviously based on like running from one truck to another from like the Matrix, and I was like, okay, that's cool. How can you really do that much? But the idea really is nothing to do with trucks. They could be any moving objects you just got to jump to.
those are weird
The fact that
weird
they're
thinking in
trucks.
the way as well. There's like ways to
Yeah,
make it
exactly,
harder.
right? The fact they're trucks just makes it more surreal, because like, why are all these sentient trucks driving in a straight
Yeah.
line? Why are all of these trucks falling above from above onto?
Why
Why
is-
is there a giant hammer here?
Why
know?
is there two driving into each other while there's raining
Are they-
meteors?
Yeah.
They probably were like playing Mirror's Edge and playing Euro Truck Simulator
At the same
We
time.
should combine the
We
two.
should put these into the same game.
Clustertruck is a chaotic physics-based truck former.
A truck. Sorry.
Former.
Yeah, it's a platformer, but instead of
okay.
platforms, you have trucks.
Jump your way through insane levels in a game of the floor is lava on top of
Have you
speeding
seen
trucks
that
driven
game
by
for the
turbo.
floor is lava?
Is that a Vive game? I feel like it is.
No, it's not. I don't know
No.
what it's called. Toby, what do you think? The game's
Hot Lava
called
on
Hot-
Steam. There you go.
Is that-
Next one down.
Hot lava.
Yeah, you know that game you played as a kid where
Yeah,
the floor
yeah.
was lava? It's
Are you
like
sure
that,
it's not
literally.
a Vive game? Scroll down. Does it have Vive support? No, it
I
doesn't.
don't
That's
think
weird.
so. It doesn't. How would you play it on the Vive? It's a parkour game, Dan.
I don't know. It just strikes me as the kind of thing that will work really well, because if you... Well, maybe not
No,
really well,
it's a
but
parkour game. You can't jump around your room, crash
can.
into the wall.
You can.
Hang on. You want this game, Joe?
Hot lava?
Yeah.
It's on
Yeah,
his wish list.
because I was talking about it, because I know what it is.
Okay.
Why would I not want this game?
Floor is lava.
Floor is lava.
Do you know,
It looks
incidentally...
really fun. I like
incidentally-
parkour games.
Floor is Lava is also a card in Space Team. So,
Yeah.
like the board game we talked about before, if you get that, you basically have to shout Floor is Lava at anyone that leaves their foot on the floor anytime.
Floor is lava!
Pretty much. It becomes really annoying.
We played that yesterday.
We did. That was probably not the best game to pick in the first instance. Anyway,
It's a cracking game.
it is a good game.
And what's the game we played that was shit?
Concept's
Concept
not
is
a bad
shit.
game.
It's a bad
Concept's
game.
a good game. You just don't like it for some reason.
It's like bad charades.
Anyway,
Clustertruck!
Clustertruck. It's a great game. Go buy now.
I didn't put this on to have like a full topic. I was just talking about new releases.
Wait for the reviews.
I've played an alpha of this game. It's pretty good. So I'm going to review it of 7 out of 10 pickles.
I'm going to
Pick it up.
say that it's 12 out of 10 pickles. You should buy it now, and then
Play it
will
tomorrow.
remain in early access.
Hot Lava. Haven't played that one.
Yeah. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10 pickles.
Yeah, 10 pickles.
10 pickles.
Stewie pickles out
And I
of
give
10.
it one sofa
So-
cushion out of a sofa.
So Toby
No,
for the longest
don't be
time
ridiculous.
has been asking for me to talk about Woodle Tree Adventures 2
Yeah.
World. Because this is
What?
at the top of my wish list.
It looks like
Game of the year.
an old map from CSS.
So, Woodle Tree Adventures was a really surprising game because it was given away in one of those bundle games things where I got it for free. So I
Like the
played.
Humble Bundle or whatever.
No, it was kind of like
Bundle
Bundle
Stars?
Stars thing
Okay,
where you
yeah.
get the game for free. So I kind of like, okay, I guess I'll try
Pretty
it
neat
out.
looking.
And it was this really weird 3D platform, but it was like cartoony, like the really old platformers, and it was really fun.
It's kind of Super Mario Galaxy-esque.
Yeah, and although it had its definite flaws in the first game, so like there's no menu in the first game, so every time you press escape, you quit the game instantly, which is fun, and it has and it also
Does
has
it save where you are at all?
No,
You just start from the beginning again, like.
And it also had
what is that guy? Is he a
that's
piece of
Woodle.
wood?
I actually don't know what he's called.
I'm assuming
I'm guessing
he's a piece
that's
of wood.
Woodle from Woodle Tree Adventures. Yeah, but you kind of have this melee attack thing where you kind of hit people with a leaf to kill.
Do you know what it
them.
looks like? It looks like Slime Rancher.
It does look like Slime Rancher.
I wonder if it's maybe the same people.
I like this art style. It looks nice.
Almost Banjo-Kazooie-esque.
Yeah.
But one of the problems I had was it had like fixed camera angles in a 3D platformer.
Yeah, that's
they were
not great.
really shit. Like the platforms made it so you
God,
couldn't
my main-
actually see what you were
My
doing.
main question for this topic, right, comes from the custom tags on Woodle Tree.
You've got
Worlds.
Woodle Tree Adventure background on Steam and
Nice.
Woodle Tree Adventures as
Have a look at that.
featured games.
But my main
What were the tags? Let's have a look. And the tags were, drumroll please. Indie, adventure, platformer, action, cute.
So it's got mixed reviews for the first.
Yeah, but go to the
we've had all
second
of
one
the
now,
paid
right?
reviews
The one
get
that's been
banned,
released
which this was notorious
recently.
for.
No, it's had mixed reviews before.
I was kidding.
Oh. But
Yeah, this is the first one we're looking at.
Yeah, but if you go to the second one, right? The one that's been released like 2 days ago of this recording, right?
As of this recording.
Yeah. I don't understand the
quite good
third tag.
reviews.
Joe, what the
Okay.
fuck's going on?
Let's wait for it to load.
I'll tell you. Massively multiplayer. Is this
Massively multiplayer.
Wait, so the original World Tree Adventures
MMO, local, what?
was single player. Is this... Wait, it has an MMO mode now.
I don't know.
With Steam trading card games and full controller support. Good
Thanks
developer.
for the update, the pause menu in just 3 days. There's a pause menu! Yes! They've added it! There's a new menu and an MMO mode with improved frame rates. What?
Oh, okay. I wonder what was going on your other monitor. And it's
That's
just black.
Clustertruck.
No, that was Woodle. We were already there. Good job, us.
Yeah, we just watched the trailer.
So it's online now, I guess. Maybe you can collect what
So
I'm going to guess are berries
it actually
together.
looks like it developed a lot of the platforming mechanics.
You say that, but it does look like the exact same game. Is Woodle Tree Worlds actually just like the same game but with features this time?
It's £2. on
That's
Steam.
true. You can't really complain for £2.
I got the first one.
Wait,
for
no,
free.
it's £2 when it's 25% off.
It's always 25% off.
Oh, it's like the DFS sale.
I
Is it?
think it's always on.
We go until the 23rd of September, the current 25%
Oh,
off.
32 frames per second. What was that in your screenshot that was uploaded?
Official screenshot, 32 frames per second. Excuse me.
That's, but it's locked at 32 frames per second. I bet Toby is going to review
I'm
this
really
and say
interested-
settings. Nope.
I played the first game for free and I
He's
enjoyed
dashing.
it. And for £2, I'm really intrigued to see how this game is an MMO. I just need to know.
Alright, well get your
I like
piggyback
the art
out.
style.
Maybe we
Yeah.
should all have a special edition of the podcast where we do the podcast live from an instance of Woodle Tree Worlds too.
Well, that's the thing. We are doing a show now called... Well, the working title is the Inbetween show.
Yeah.
Wait, do you know the old format? I'll just tease it on the podcast. You know the old format of like...
World premiere.
You know? Do you ever watch Rooster Teeth?
Yes.
Did you ever watch This Is?
No.
So they had this format called This Is, where they they got gameplay of the game, they kind of showed it to another person, and they kind of just talked.
Yeah,
about
and
what
the one
game
person would
was.
explain what they were doing and what they were thinking, what they liked
like
and
when-
disliked, and the other one would go, oh, I sort of understand that. What the fuck's going on there, though?
Kind of like TB when he does WTF is.
But if there's another person.
No,
No, but there's two people in that.
No,
video.
it's
He
not.
does
It's
that.
nothing like that.
I would like show the game to Toby and just kind of explain what.
Or
the
vice
game is.
versa.
Or talk about a game that not really that many people.
I don't know if
know
you've come
about.
across it before, but there's a review website for games called Giant Bomb. They do something very similar. So I know what you're talking about. I know the
But
format.
you kind of want to. Toby was annoyed because not a lot of people use that format anymore.
I actually think that.
wanted to kind of revive.
Yeah,
that
I actually think
format.
it's
could do that.
fantastic.
I'd come along for the random episodes of that every so often.
I've already got the first episode done.
We
But
could.
I need to show it
Minus
to Toby.
minus the commentary, but yes.
Because Toby doesn't want to know about any of the games I'm going to show him. Because he wants to be surprised.
You can show me. And
I
I'll just
have
a
the
look at
gameplay footage for the game. I'll show it to you now. This may actually break, but we'll see.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know what this is.
Do you know what this is?
Yeah, I do know what this is.
So I was going to show this to Toby. I don't know
Without
if
saying
you've
what it
seen this
actually is
before.
out loud.
Do you want my name?
That is a very good name. Do you know, Anna played a lot of this as well, which is a weird
I
thing.
told her about this and she started playing it again.
Wow. This is bringing back so many weird memories. Okay.
Yeah,
I understand what's going on now.
Daniel's audio teaser for what Toby's about to see at some point.
Wow, that's impressive. I should add, I'd come on one of those at some point.
Yeah, I've got quite a few ideas. Toby's got some ideas to show me.
I'm working on one of my own.
So I guess the moral of that story was buy Woodle Tree Adventures 2 Worlds. It's a fantastic game.
Only £2.
Wait for the reviews.
It's already out. It's already out.
Daniel's like the sensible.
I'm the total biscuit of this podcast.
Never pre-order. Look at the reviews.
Don't pre-order anything.
Never pre-order.
So,
Toby's wish list.
Best part of the show.
Everyone's favourite part, looking at anime bullshit on Toby's wish list. Andy's online on Steam. Shall we just call him up and get him in the podcast? Like, he always interrupts our podcast.
Well, might as well, right?
Yeah.
I also
Andy.
haven't... Have you watched much anime bullshit recently, Tony?
No, I have not. I've not been in the mood for it.
I just finished a new game. I'm going to make a plug for an anime whilst we're on this show.
Oh, bloody hell.
New Game is a show about a girl who joins a company called Eagle Jump, who is working on Fairy Stories 2, and it is a look inside the workings of a games company, but in anime form. You might quite like it, Toby. You should watch it now.
Wait for the reviews.
Wait for the end of the show.
That was a review.
No, it wasn't really. It was like... It's quite good.
Sometimes I was talking about Sudoku Ball Detective.
Yeah,
and Toby does this thing where if I tell him about an awful game, he'll put it on his wish list to try and bait me to click on it again.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Toby.
Steins Gate is...
I told him to put this on.
That's kind of...
No, I told him about the anime, and he put the game on here.
Someone works from watching this. I should watch that.
You can watch it on Netflix.
Oh, cool. I wish there was a Space Dandy game. That would be excellent.
Because we were talking about Batman the Telltale series. Toby put it on his wish list.
Is the next one out yet, or is it still
No idea, but I can click on it for you.
Okay, you do that while the rest of the community just does nothing. And
the listeners won't experience seeing if there actually is. I don't care if there's gory shit in it.
It's not safe for work. No, there isn't. Okay, moving on.
The Telltale series episode
arrives September 20th. Oh, cool. That's actually
that's
not far
a
away.
breaking news update that we've premiered. That no one else knew that. It's not written
premiere.
It's not written on their Steam page or anything. It's a world premiere.
Yep.
We've got the exclusive on release.
You just have to do the proper voice that comes on.
Why is there always a Russian review in Russian?
Are we actually doing a game yet? Have you actually chosen something?
No, we haven't.
No, but every game I click on, no matter what the game is, I click on their page, they'll be like, oh yeah, I got this funny screenshot, and then there'll be Russian. And it's usually like the next box next to it. There's always just some random Russian guy who's
what the hell is this? We should pick this because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I clicked on a random game. Okay, let's do this. Toby, what the fuck?
What is Cube?
Cube 1.
Cube 1, the
Atlas Cube. This is a good one because I clicked on this one by accident. It's a puzzle indie casual first-person adventure.
Wait.
It looks like Minecraft, but with real graphics.
Cube 1 is an atmospheric first-person puzzle platformer that takes place on a quest through a series of divergent worlds. Each world is filled with new puzzles that require special cubes to solve, as well as fun secrets to uncover.
Special cubes.
Includes a level editor and Steam Workshop support.
Look at the guys where the guy's...
It has a demo!
Look where the guy's hand is positioned, right? In the trailer that we're currently watching, right? Whenever it actually does whatever it's doing. It's literally... That is Minecraft.
Yeah, he's using Minecraft blocks to get through the puzzles.
Like, I don't...
It actually looks pretty good, though, actually. That actually is kind of fun to me.
It looks interesting.
It's a gravity cube!
So there's weird stuff going on, but how has he not been sued the hell out of?
How can he be sued for voxel graphics?
Why?
You can't be sued for mechanics.
Shit out of cubes.
That's true.
Otherwise, not should have Lego ones. The green cube levitates.
I'm not annoyed at this.
I'm
annoyed at the fact that, like, literally his hand with the cube in it.
I
is like
saw
a
this and I was like,
direct
this
rip.
looks like clickbait shit, but now actually watching the trailer, it looks pretty good. I actually am interested in this.
I
was
reckon
like,
it's really short. I reckon that's like that he's come up with some ideas, and if it takes
well,
off,
Dan,
then
this game
do they
actually
have
has a
workshop
demo.
support?
It has a map
in
editor,
the,
looks
includes
of it,
a level editor and Steam Workshop
Yeah, good.
support.
In which case, that could actually be a decent game because
And Steam
some
Trading
of the, like,
partial controller support, my favourite.
only partial though. Like some of the fun I really got out of Portal 2, for example, was doing like the maps that people would make and then put up into the workshop.
New system.
What?
We're looking at the reviews for the game and the new system.
That's pretty
that we were
neat. So you
talking
can
about.
say people who have bought from.
So
Only 9
purchases.
people have had key activations.
Well, I don't think it's a big game, and I want them in. You can say in your language. I don't get
Your
random
Russian problem.
Russian reviews.
Russian roulette. Instead, it's actually just gone.
Hello, it's me, Putin, back with another game review. This one was pretty good. I gave it 2 vodkas out of 7.
This is on your wish list. Did you add this to your wish list when I was looking, or is it already there? Because it looks like it was already there.
Maybe I don't know.
Oh. Well,
Maybe I clicked it by accident.
10 out of 10
Never mind.
IGN would play again.
Don't even say anything to support it other than saying level editor.
Toby,
You have, yeah. It looks cool. The trailer's sold
it's
it.
a puzzle platformer, and
We should explain people for those that aren't looking at. There's a guy walking around with a cube in his hand. There are like worlds made out of cubes, but not in the Minecraft way because there's like proper lighting. There's like trees everywhere. Weirdly,
well, it comes.
there's different types of cube in the wall that are making different things happen within the level, and then he's picking up his cubes
There's
so that he
different
doesn't
types
lose
of
them.
cubes that do different things. You can only
Yeah,
hold
it's
one at
weird.
a time.
So I don't really know what's going on.
I thought I was going
It
to
looks interesting. It says it's atmospheric as well, which probably just means that it's quiet.
I think it means the lighting's good as well. And
I'm
the
going
sound's
to
good.
give it
Yeah.
a huge plus for Cube the Atlas. Cube won the Atlas Cube because it actually has a demo, so I can actually play
That
the
is
game
true.
before I purchase
Yeah, well
it.
done.
Because
Congrats.
most games are like, I was watching Jim's video on the new Bioshock game today, and he was like, "Yeah, Bioshock actually had a demo. It was one of like the last games to actually have a demo because people realised that we've talked about that one. If people have demos of the game, they can see how broken it is before we launch it. So we'll stop making demos. What the fuck's hybrid?
Yeah, I just saw
animals?
that and I was
What?
like, "Is that an?"
Toby, tell us about hybrid animals beta.
Wait, let me just go through the. Let me read out first of all. It's Spore in a way, right? So hybrid animals beta. Pick 2 animals from a giant list, and then the game will use an algorithm to morph
It
them
looked
together.
really interesting.
Each hybrid has its own unique
No, it
stats and perks,
doesn't.
and you test them against
Wait,
your friends in natural
Fork
selection kind of
Scorpion.
way. There are millions of possibilities. It's multiplayer, Steam achievements, and
Oh, good.
stats.
Simulation. That's the tag I have.
I think it's like a
blacklisted.
randomized like Robocraft sort of idea. I think this is where this.
So
gets
far,
come
what
from.
you said appears to have been it's Spore, but with less options. And
no,
holy Christ, what is
It's like
that?
Robocraft with less options.
What
It's
the
Is he
Wow.
armed with a friggin'?
You take your creations and then you fight with them in a multiplayer
Yeah.
So
arena.
to start with, I
guns.
thought it was just making things, but now they've got guns on.
And now
it's a platformer.
What is this game?
Now he's got a laser beam.
There's
and-
always, to this day, still amazes me half the shit that's on Toby's list.
Photon SV, and now they're jumping off diving boards. What the hell is happening in this?
I think
Sorry,
we can say
someone
it-
just
It's a
died.
feature on the podcast. I'll
Okay.
stay for a while.
So at first I was like, this is clickbait shit,
Now I'm intrigued.
because all you do is make random
Beavers.
creations, but now you actually play mini games with them, which is confusing.
I'm kind of confused by this, but I'm
It's a
not too
Scorpion
mad
with
because
auto rockets.
some of that gameplay looked like it might be kind of fun, but in a really stupid way. It's that weird buzzing noise.
Yeah. Toby, can you mute your mic a second?
I can hear it as well though, but sure.
Oh,
okay, maybe it's us.
Maybe it's Discord. Wait, hold on.
Wait for the reviews.
Wait for the bees.
No, that hasn't helped. Oh,
I was going. Toby said he was hearing buzzing before.
No, it's not the same buzzing bit. No.
It's not. Oh fucking hell!
oh,
You might be on.
It's gone.
I don't know what's happening.
Is it?
Oh,
Was
well,
it the
who knows?
Daddy Longlegs?
Yeah.
Yes.
The daddy lock. Oh,
What
it's
the-
back. Some of these weird cables you're using. Oh, it's gone randomly. Okay.
Moving on. Is this going on your wish list? Simulation casual action indie funny.
It wasn't at first, but then I watched the trailer and I was like, actually, that actually looks kind of fun. In a weird £5.
Yeah,
bargain
I would pay £5
I
for
just like the
something
idea
that
of combining
stupid.
stuff together and finding them.
Yeah,
It didn't look like it was. It said it was using an algorithm, but then it also had like a complete person editor.
Paper sorcerer.
Well, I think
we're looking at
the
paper
initial
source
stage
now.
is that you choose a mother and father that it randomizes it, then you can then go from there to edit it. I think.
Oh no, we saw Michael playing this. I know. Actually, we can talk about
When
this.
is it?
It's kind of interesting. Paper sorcerer.
Oh yeah, paper. I did it because of Michael actually.
Yeah, so we saw Michael playing this game, but it's like you're in this like 3D hub world that looks really interesting. And I was like watching Michael playing. It's like this is really interesting. You're in the 3D hub world, and then you go into this 2D turn-based battle, and it's like this looks really boring now.
Oh,
Like I don't know.
RPG indie dungeon crawler turn based.
So I think Jim gave it a good review. It's a look at the curators. He said, yeah, a wizardry style RPG that doesn't hold your hand. It's got some issues, but hardcore RPG fans ought to dig it. So if you like the classic turn-based, party style RPG, the thing that interested me the most was the weird 3D hub world that you walk around in, but then you go into this weird 2D battle.
Yeah, just like a normal JRPG turn-based.
It was just like a normal RPG
Yeah.
turn-based battle system. I was like,
Can I just say the strangest thing I think that game I've ever played that had something that was similar to that
what?
was, do you remember on the PS2 we had like a Yu-Gi-Oh game?
Oh yeah, I remember the Yu-Gi-Oh game.
And that had,
3D battle animations for it.
like that randomly had that in it out of all of it. There was like, it's all 2D, all of it's basically told through like standard visual novel style graphics where like person talking, dialogue on the bottom. Then you had the cards, and the card table you play on was like 3D. You're like, why is this 3D?
Yeah, there was like random 3D animations where the Yu-Gi-Oh cards attacked each other.
And then you could actually force them to fight in a 3D way, so you could watch them attack each other.
I
You
could
were like,
never beat Blue Eyes White Dragon because he was fucking OP.
yeah, and then that was one of the weirdest games I think we had. Like, that was a strange thing.
I don't know where we
Anyway,
got half of these games from, though.
I don't know.
Who bought this game?
Probably Mum. Mum buys weird stuff. That doesn't really count, because you know what you're looking at. So I'm going to pick one more game off of this list.
Okay.
Because I feel... No, I know what that is. That's fine. That can live. I don't know.
We've had a lot of anime BS. I don't know. Okay, we can have anime BS.
Let's finish with anime BS.
Okay.
We're going to look at Nurse Love Addiction, which the content in this product may be appropriate for all ages.
We can't look at it.
Or
It's
may not be appropriate.
content. It's got
for
nudity
viewing
tag,
at work.
Toby.
Let's have a look at this.
Psychological horror tag and memes.
Let's take a look at this. So the tags are anime female protagonist, love female protagonist,
Film showing is my
Nudity.
favourite genre of game.
visual novel. So
Romance after that.
Oh yeah.
is it curious? Are there any reviews? No. Features. Branching story arcs, multiple endings depending on your choices. Bittersweet love between blossoming young ladies. Ooh.
I feel like you shouldn't have clicked on this because you know our answers to this. Answer yes, some and no.
Unique and rounded characters, romantic illustrations featuring adolescent girls on their way to adulthood.
Oh god,
Unexpected
Toby, you
and
lecherous
surprising
bastard.
plot points that will keep you reading until the very end. And the visual novel equivalent of ER, Life, Love and Medicine. I don't know. In this instance, we're probably both agreed that this is a no, because...
Well, you love anime BS.
Yeah, I do usually, but the fact that there's the one line that says romantic illustrations featuring adolescent girls on their way to adulthood makes me feel like Tony maybe
just
shouldn't
the
be on the
Japanese.
podcast anymore. But yeah, it's the Japanese, but it doesn't explain why it's on Tony's wish list.
It's got anime
Tony's
in.
half
What else do I
Japanese.
need?
He's-
Such
It was
a
on my
weeb.
queue.
Girls growing up with diary completion, facing many patients. Why did it have the psychological horror tag?
Because all anime is psychological fucking... Where was that
That said
in it?
abuse, did it say? Hold on. Let's watch this. So, facing many patients, okay.
How is this a simulation?
Just- I don't know what's going on.
It's got the memes tag, Toby, so...
Their head
something's
against
going on.
head. How wonderful is that? And then you see this thing that's just like... Oh,
They're kissing,
general
groping each other.
worlds of order, and worlds of abuse, and worlds. Okay, that's just too quick. I can't forget to go. No.
There's a bikini edition. My favourite anime bullshit.
Is there really?
No, well, they just showed them in bikini. I assume they go to the beach at some point.
Probably.
As in every
There's always a beach
plot.
episode. You got to have the beach episode. You got to have the Christmas episode. You've got to have the filler episode where they talk about things they've already done. What else am I missing here? There's probably also there's tons of stuff. Anyway, no, it's a weird thing. That's not going on the list.
Isn't this thing called ecchi? I want to say
there's different types. Ecchi stuff that's like risque, but not like overly just not safe for work. And then there's like full blown hentai that's just like this is porn. This is straight up porn.
I thought ecchi was like 2 women though.
No, that's Yuri. That's girl love.
Okay, well, this is some Yuri clickbait fucking nudity shit that Toby's always put in his... I think anime BS dating simulators is probably the biggest category in Toby's games now.
Yeah, it's become that.
Do you own any of them?
Yeah, he owns them all.
Toby
owns like 500 games on Steam.
600.
So.
Wow, that's kind of...
games.
Why are you the director of acquisitions? You have too much XP on this game, Tony.
On what? What?
I wish I could just type
Wait.
it.
You just put a random Japanese character in, it'll be fine. Anyway, so that wouldn't... Nothing went on the wish list this week apart from Cube.
Long live the Queen. That's some anime bullshit.
Anyway.
No, Risu, that looks like anime bullshit. We're just looking at Toby's actual games. But Daniel, I was going to give you the honour of choosing a Danny Dyer.
Oh, I can do that.
While we
Danny Dyer
talk about...
I can even do it
pick a tweet.
in the Danny Dyer accent. Alright, here we go.
Give me a second. I just need to do a recap of everything we talked. So we talked about fuck Pete Molyneux, basically. Fuck David Cage.
Yeah.
Fuck Sony for Bethesda. Fuck Bethesda for making awful games. Fuck you, Valve, for taking so long to do shit. Fuck you, Woodle.
Hang on. What about Digital
not
Homicide?
being in my life.
Digital Homicide.
Fuck you, Steam, for removing my favourite developers, Digital
My
Homicide. I'm going to send death threats to Gaben now, as that's a great way to get your games on Steam. Sorry, just kidding. Don't sue me, Valve. Don't sue me, Digital Homicide. They're probably the people that are going to...
You're on the list of 100. You should have known this by now.
I'm one of the plaintiffs. Ending the show and plugs. I've been Joe. You can catch me on this channel as always. You can try and message me on Twitter, and I might see it at Scorn2000. Daniel is a person.
I'm Bracey. I'm going to be streaming on Facebook now because
streaming
that's
on
the thing.
Facebook. Well, no one has your Facebook. It's not public.
It is public.
What's your name then?
Dan Brace.
He's giving out his public name. It's going to be hacked by Anonymous.
Probably.
And Digital Homicide. I always give out my name.
Have I told you the story about the time I gave a fake name to try and get a house in Hull? Or not get a house in Hull. So I was once with a company called Kexskill. We're doing this now on the podcast. And not part of the company.
Well, you're rambling, Daniel, and we are already at 2 hours.
That's fine, because we're not at 2 hours. We've got 5 minutes to get through this anecdote, and it's better than a dad anecdote before you say. So, once I was asked to go into this company, Kexskill, who were a landlord, because all the landlords in Hull, where I lived at the time for university, had signed up to say that they would not do lettings before Christmas, and that they all agreed that they would do this. So I went in, and I completely forgot I'd actually already had a house with Kexskill. Yeah. So, my landlord at the time said, can you go and just test, see if they'll give you a viewing, right? So I go in, and then they asked me for my name. And the name that I gave as my fake name was Dan Braceman.
Dan Braceman!
So my name on Steam now, and for a long time, has been Dan Braceman. Because I once told this story, and they got the piss taken out of me from Gemmell and Bradley for that long. So that was my fake name that I gave. There you go. Also, the Danny Dyer tweet of the day. I'm going to add that in the middle bit, just before we do Tony's bit where you can find him. His tweet of the day is, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing, have a Beaut Sunday. That's Danny Dyer.
I think there's a piece of Danny Dyer.
Thanks, Danny, for this good Sunday.
We're all going to buy houses and say, who do we charge? And I just go, Peter Molyneux, he owes enough people money anyway.
He does.
So have a beautiful Sunday. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, everyone, for watching the show. You can catch Toby on his regular
I upload
racing
every
games,
millennia.
Tones ZRT.
at tonesrt.biz.wiz.internet.
UK/XXX apparently. You can find adolescent
I'm
girls.
gonna ramble, so this is the end. Edit this out, Toby. The end.